We're good. So Joe, I'm gonna talk to some of the other devs here and let them all know we're gonna be broadcasting. We'll probably start with you.
Okay, cool.
Because you're all set up to go.
Okay, awesome.
And then I'll let them know. And it's really pretty quick, so 5-10 minutes, something like that.
Sure.
And
We're live, so.
Oh,
do you want
hello
it on
everybody
mute?
out there. Sneak preview of what's coming up.
Do you want it on mute?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't care. Hi everyone.
Doing it live.
We're doing it live.
Getting ready.
No, there's no video yet. That's all.
No.
They can hear us.
No video. Excellent. So I've got a couple people. We're going to talk to David. We're going to talk to Joe. We're going to talk to you. I'm going to start with David, if that's okay.
Sure.
Are you guys all good?
Yeah.
We're going to do, it's about 5-10 minutes each, like pretty quick, fast things.
Take a second.
Is that good?
However you want to do it.
Okay. First, second, third.
Very good.
So just hang around here, and yeah, we'll just bounce around. And you guys are all set up?
Yeah. Way to keep us occupied. So
That's right. Yeah. Okay, excellent. So we'll be over in a little bit. Just give a little bit of time for people to filter into the
So
live stream.
You do it live. You've been doing it live every day.
Yeah, a couple hours every day. Yeah. Different theme each day.
Yeah. Okay.
The
But
first-
kind of walking around.
Yeah, the second day was walking around the whole place.
Okay.
The first day was all the new releases from Atari Age and Atari, so
Okay.
yeah, trying to segment it out to span the 3 days, because I didn't want to do some mega broadcast on one day of like 6 hours.
Space it out.
Yeah. So it's really awesome that you're here and I'll be able to talk to you.
That's totally cool.
Just a great
And then we ran
coincidence,
into each
right?
other yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just happened because that, I can't remember his name, but he had sent me a DM on Atari Age, and it was like, "Are you going to be at PRGE?
Yeah.
Can you sign SCSI side?" I'm like, "Oh
Yes.
my god, I haven't seen one of those in ages." And yes, I'll actually be here.
Yeah.
So it totally worked. And I was like, if we don't see each other around, like, let's just meet at 5 at the Atari Age.
It's always a good plan because the place is so huge.
And since he had his name tag on it,
That makes it easier,
it
yeah.
was cool to like figure stuff out. The fact that he had that Philly Classic one is
Oh yeah,
and he was
I love the
unsure
cover
if
on
it
that
was
one.
legit. Yeah.
And you were able to verify it and sign
verify
it.
and sign it. I was like, that's my handwriting. Yeah. Yeah, definitely cool.
One more minute, and then we're 5 minutes in.
Yeah. So we'll give one more minute,
Okay.
and then we'll go for it.
These are all recorded anyway, right? So people can watch them.
Yes,
after.
so they can watch. Yeah, exactly. So I'll put them on our YouTube channel, so you can watch it there.
Nice, okay.
Too, but I haven't seen him, so.
Yeah. I mean, I told them we'll be here doing stuff, and then we'll be off, and then we'll come back and see if, yeah.
See who's around.
Okay.
We're 5 minutes in. Want to start?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh, hey, hola, Vitoko. Yeah.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
You need a way to back up when you get to the
Oh, and it's looking at me.
It's a good
No one
start.
wants to see that. No.
Everyone wants to see that. Everyone wants to see Tanya, the camera
Yes,
operator.
camera
Welcome
operator.
to day 3 of PRGE. We're back in the Atari Age booth to talk to some devs. Today is Dev Day. We're going to be starting the Atari Age booth. We're going to go over to Audacity. We're going to go to Champ Games. We're going to go to Songbird. We're going to go to John Hancock. We're going to talk to a lot of people. We're just going to keep it rolling and keep moving. But first, oh my God, we have a very special guest surprise that we did not plan on. It's Joe Grand,
Hello,
who
Internet.
made Ultra Scuzzy Side and
Yeah.
Scuzzy Side back in 2001.
Yeah, this is
Old
like
school.
a vintage homebrew game now.
It really
It's
is. Like
and,
you were just beforehand calculating.
Yeah.
Is this game older? Is the time span between this game and now longer than the time span between
yeah, Atari,
back
like
old Atari?
yeah, like when Atari was actually a thing to when
Yeah.
I made the game. And I was just also calculating like this. I wrote this game 2001, so basically half my life ago. I wrote
Yes.
this, and it was like maybe there was a handful of homebrew games at the time. I don't even know if there were 10.
Yeah, because they started in '95. The first.
Yeah, it was like
homebrew.
there was Edtris.
Edtris was, I think, the first official
Yeah.
like game.
Yeah.
There was like utilities and stuff before
Yeah,
that.
and I think Piero, there was Oystron, there was a couple.
Yes.
Yeah, well you know because
So-
you've played them all.
So just a handful. So you're
handful.
super OG homebrew. So what was development like back then? What kind of tools did you have? How did you test your games? How did
Yeah.
you even play your games before they got on cartridge?
Yeah, so this really was an extension of what I was doing day to day, which was embedded system development, so engineering. I've always loved computers, and I grew up as a hacker,
Yeah.
and I'm a professional hacker now. And at the time, I wasn't
Yeah.
exactly sure where I was going, but developing for the 2600 was really no different than developing on any other type of microcontroller-based system at the time. Like
Right.
the tools were not great. You're dealing with assembly language and cycle counting and stuff that you would have to do for regular development. So for me, it was just a way to do what I love to do, but make a game out of it.
Yeah.
And I was inspired by, I think it was on the Atari Age forums, or maybe it was maybe Digital Press forums.
Yeah, Atari Age was like just being
Yeah.
called Atari Age in 2001.
Yeah. So maybe it was Digital Press. It was some forum where
Yeah.
some of the homebrew devs were like sharing tricks and like, hey, can you review this
Yes.
piece of code, or I need to save some cycles. So it was this very organic, kind of fun, small communal kind
Yes.
of environment. And my development environment, I was just looking at pictures, was my PC, and I was using like Z26
Yep.
for the assembler. And I had a supercharger connected to an actual Atari.
Right.
And then I was loading the code in over the supercharger and then testing it on actual hardware.
Because really that was the only way to play the games live in a development environment, is to have the StarPass supercharger, right?
Yeah.
To instantly load it
Instantly
and see
load,
if it
yeah,
worked.
and instead you're not burning EEPROMs all the time. And I think, well, maybe Z26 was the emulator. There was some
emulator.
emulation.
It was before Stella, right?
Yeah, it was before Stella. Like there was some emulation, but not like now, I don't think, where you could view registers and step through code and
there's
debug.
so many great tools now.
So this
Yeah.
was just pure like, so whatever the assembler was, not Z26, whatever it was,
Yeah.
load the code, load it in, test it, go back, make code changes. But it actually worked out well because you could just do it very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And I liked having it on real hardware.
Yes,
Because the
of course.
emulators, like if you're actually doing tricks with the assembly language or something that's
Unless
like
it's-
hardware specific.
Unless it's 100%,
Yeah.
some of the newer tricks would
Yeah.
that didn't exist, say, in classic Atari 2600 games.
That's right.
It would
That's
trip
right.
it up,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So I just felt better testing it that way. And so the first one I created was Scuzzy Side, which I think is,
Yeah.
I don't remember if you played Scuzzy Side or Ultra Scuzzy Side on the Scream.
I can't remember
Yeah.
which one exactly, but
But
one
there
of
was,
them.
yeah, so Scuzzy Side was, I basically made 50 of them for Classic Gaming Expo 2001 in
Yeah.
Las Vegas, which is this one here, and they were hand numbered, all hand assembled and signed, and I'd made these with the color printer of the company that I was working at the time, because color printers were super expensive. made my own circuit boards, burn the EPROMs, put them in, built them, and I was like, I'm just gonna sell 50 because it's retro
Yep.
gaming at the time was a smaller hobby.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not even gonna sell 50 of them.
Right, because people would be like, oh, I don't remember that game. Right back then,
Yeah.
they wouldn't even know what a homebrew was.
No, it was so new. So it was like, and it was a much smaller environment. So people who knew were like, I want to buy this and collect it.
Yeah.
So I ended up selling through all 50 and like
Nice.
did one in the auction and raised some money for some other things, which
that's
was
great.
pretty cool of like
Yeah.
being able to create something and then help other people, by raising money for things. So that was fun. And then after CGE, I did another limited edition run for Philly Classic 3.
Yeah.
Which somebody had contacted me at the show about to
Yeah.
autograph one, and I'm
That
like, I
was
haven't
great.
seen that in forever.
And they were trying to verify if it was even
Yeah.
a real one.
Yeah.
Because it's so old, there would be like knockoffs of people
Yeah.
like, oh, this is an old one.
Well, there's not a lot of documentation about it because it was old. Like, there wasn't marketing around it, and it was just a very again, a much more niche world. So he
Yes.
wanted to check like the provenance, and I was like, that's my handwriting. I signed that, and we made these labels. And then we ended up making, when Atari Age took over, they started manufacturing SCSI Side as one of their homebrews as the homebrew kind of world was getting bigger.
Yeah.
But then Kurt Vendel was working on the Atari Flashback and the Flashback 2, and we were trying to get SCSI Side into the Flashback 2. The game didn't make it, but some of my code made it in.
Yep.
So basically when we were trying to get it into Flashback 2, I went from SCSI Side to Ultra SCSI Side, which is basically some modifications to the game, a title screen. SCSI Side is a paddle game, and Ultra SCSI Side I wanted to support joysticks because the Flashback at first was joystick only.
Right.
So all that made it into the Flashback 2 was the code that I have to automatically detect if you have a joystick or a paddle plugged in, which I think is pretty cool.
That is a pretty cool
And I think I was
piece of code.
looking at some register with the fire button, and it could determine which bit was set. But it was something that I guess they didn't want to create themselves. They took that code,
Right.
and my name's in the manual, which is pretty rad. Like,
that's pretty cool.
A nice little surprise. And then so Ultra SCSI Side is like the more professional. Albert made a full manual for it, and we did a label creation contest on Atari Age by that point, 2005. And there's a young Joe Grand,
Unrecognizable.
completely unrecognizable, hiding behind the spoon,
Especially with the spoon on your nose, yeah.
which was a long way from like the hand printed, manual
But still
of
looks
the
pretty
original
slick.
one. And it was just a good time, and I'm amazed that people still
Come up to you and get signatures.
that want to play that game, and it's awesome to see like all these other games. It's like this exponential growth.
What's your reaction to coming from way back in 2001, being an innovator of homebrew, and now coming to see this massive booth at Atari Age, and the number of back catalog titles and new titles every year?
I mean, it's amazing, and like I've been coming to shows since then. I haven't made anything new, but I still go to the show. I still have a very small collection of things. But for me, I just still love the technology, and I love seeing what people have done, and the quality of the games. Ridiculously amazing. I imagine, I don't know if it's true, but I just imagine more and more people sharing the tricks and reviewing each other's code and helping and having this communal thing where everybody can kind of recognize their own visions of what they want with help from other people, and having better technology for development, easier ways to, like your circuit boards, right? Like getting circuit boards with flash on them or whatever. It's really, it's amazing to see, and it's like the system is just never going to go away.
And have you ever been tempted to make another game, a newer game? Have you had ideas?
Like I thought about doing a Game Boy game at one point, but I just have so many projects going on that this was really a labor of love and fascinating. And it's like and I'm a horrible gamer also. That's the thing. It's like I can write the game, but I'm horrible at playing it and playing anybody's games. I'll never say never. But maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Well, that's awesome. Well, it was awesome talking to you.
Yes,
I never thought this would happen, but it's great that it coincided and you're able to come on live.
Yeah, very cool. And I do want to mention, I know we mentioned this yesterday when we ran into each other, that your live stream on Twitch of playing SCSI Side was my first time attending any sort of like Twitch live stream. I think I even had to sign up for an account to get on the chat.
Well, that's great that you're able to watch it. That was awesome.
That was really fun. So yeah, thanks for doing these, and thanks for everybody for watching
Well,
and
thanks for being one of the original people.
Of course, I didn't know
games.
it was going to be a thing. So
no, that's what happens back in the day. So
now I got to go catch up on all of your other videos to like.
Oh well, good luck on that. There's hundreds.
Yeah, watch a lot of them.
But it'll educate you on what's new out here and what's
amazing.
great.
It's totally amazing.
Well, thanks so much, Joe.
Yes.
It was great talking with you.
You too.
And we'll see you online.
Yeah, have fun in the rest of the show. Also.
You bet.
Cool.
Bye-bye. So that was amazing. Now we're going to head over to Mike Latow and check out his brand new game, which we did preview on the show really recently.
That's right.
It is Popbox Arena. Yeah, you can hold that. That makes it easy, actually.
All right.
On this side.
Sure.
There we go.
So we've got Mike Latow with Popbox Arena. We played on the show, 4-player Quadtari.
That's right.
With one joystick
With
right
one
now.
joystick.
No quad right here.
It shows the importance of trying to code for the lowest common denominator, because not everybody's going to have a Quadtari. Everybody's going to have 2 joysticks.
But you've coded it so you can play 1 player. You can play 2, 3, 4.
That's correct.
Or 0?
0.
0 players.
You could actually.
It's totally hands-free gaming.
It's totally hands-free. That makes it really good for debugging, because if the computer plays by itself, you can see where it crashes, where
that's true. And how the AI is doing as well, playing against other AI.
That's right.
Because if you're playing 1 player, the AI, all 3 AIs don't go after you.
No.
They're all fighting evenly against each other.
That's correct.
So, was this something you wanted to do and get into Quadtari, and this is your first Quadtari game?
This is my first Quadtari game.
Yeah.
With each new game, I really like to learn new things. I like to learn in a low stress, low pressure environment. Obviously, this is still in a beta state. The fact that it's not complete, I'm not bringing it. Atari 8 is not going to go bankrupt. This is not 1983.
This is not the release.
That's right.
They're not pushing things out the door for Christmas.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and the nice thing about the ability to do demos at Portland Retro Gaming Expo is that you get a lot of public feedback. And a lot of people play it, and a couple of things that you haven't really. There's a lot. They come up with and find a lot of things that you wouldn't have necessarily discovered. Like, for example, you and Erilyn, when you did the preview for the show, you said maybe we need a reverse key.
Yeah, because I got kind of stuck in a wall. I mean, you afterwards said, "Oh, just press the gas and you'll bounce off a bit," but there's the intuition, and while you're watching other people play, you watch us play, and you kind of have to factor that in, even when you have like a grand plan of how the game's supposed to be played.
Right.
That may not be how it's going to be played.
Exactly.
And you have to give in a bit sometimes.
That's right. So because obviously you want to make a game that is playable for everybody, that's intuitive for everybody. One of the other things I saw was during the player select screen, you and Erilyn like, when is it going to start? And so I was thinking, okay, so I need to make a little timer bar that sort of ticks down until it's ready to go.
Yes.
One of the things that I did want to...
That's kind of what on Ducks Away as well. If you wanted to look at a Quadtari game, he has 4 players as well signing up, just like you do.
And so one of the things I did, because I love interfaces, I love making things easy to use, couch compliant, that sort of thing. So, for example, when you choose, you can see that your color lights up when you press the button.
Yes.
Because when you have 4 people, it's like, well, which one am I? And so if you press the button and it lights up a little bit, you can say, oh, that's me.
That's super handy. Yeah. And you'll know when you're joining in, oh, I'm blue. I press the button. Yeah.
That's correct.
Then you're not like wondering, oh my God, am I yellow? Am I blue? Am I red?
That's right.
Here, you can, so you can play. So tell us a little bit about the mechanics of this.
Okay, so my first game, Electro Ball, I really love the bumper car physics, and I really wanted to expand on that, and also take it to the next level. I mean, Electro Ball, you only had 2 players. This one I wanted to do 4. And so, I also wanted to, like an homage to some of the driving games of the past, Sprint Master, Indy 500, Ivan Stewart's Off-Road Racing, those type of games. And then also, I wanted to explore things like flicker management. Todd Fry did a really good talk several years ago about how you pack better to look into software collisions. The 2600 is famous for doing hardware sprite-based collisions.
It's very handy, but sometimes it's not quite enough.
That's right. And especially if you're flickering between two sprites, then they're never going to really touch.
Yeah, so you'd have to do some sort of round robin, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, so you get the collision. But then you're on the 4th frame, and then depends how fast they're going. They may be off somewhere else.
That's right. So what I've found is that I did have to take a lot of shortcuts with this game in its current state. Check. I think I check the car collisions every 4th frame, but then you get a case where the cars, if you're unchecking, continue moving each other to improve on that.
And you said you were looking maybe at some acceleration for the game, some CDFJ.
Yes, CDFJ. Actually, one of the nice things about being at Portland Retro Game Expo, John Champeau is a few rows down. So I went down and talked to him about it, and we're going to talk. He's going to help show me the ways.
That's awesome.
I'm also looking at for now I'm making a PAL 50 version as well. Because with PAL 50 you get like 310 lines instead of 262, and actually right now I have all the car collisions, all the car and missile collisions there, and I have like 16 lines to go. So I was also going to implement a car playfield check using the algorithm that Oscar Toledo G did in his book. Very handy.
Very handy.
Because I want to try to get it so that everything is nice and crisp. I love it when the cars bounce against each other. I like it when they bounce against the walls.
Yes.
It has a nice,
rather than then like go into the walls and then jump out again.
That's right. If I wasn't going to be able to do that, I was going to do some sort of imitation.
It's on purpose. The bug is a feature, actually.
But I mean, if you could do it better, then obviously that's the way it is. And so what I'm looking to do is I just want to develop it as fully as I can. That means going to CDFJ. That's a new technique I can learn.
That's right. And like you said, you like learning new stuff, like the Quadtari.
The homebrew community has done such a wonderful thing at creating additional hardware. The plus card, save key, all that sort of stuff.
And they're very supportive. Like you said, John Champeau will help you out. Daryl Spice Jr. will help you out as well.
That's right. The wonderful. I really love this community for its sense of community. Everybody comes together. We're all kind of battling the machine. We're rooting for each other, and it's just such a positive experience.
It is. So that's excellent. So this is just the first glimpse at it. Were you trying to get this ready for PRGE so you could show it off, or was it coincidence?
No, I was trying to get it ready for PRGE. I was finding things where I had all the CPUs play each other, screen started rolling like crazy, and it's like, I ran out of good logic to do sooner than I thought. So I did some shortcuts where I was like, well, if I run out of time, then maybe I won't check for the missile collisions, or maybe I won't read the joysticks, but not quite enough, not quite yet.
So we have a question from the chat. What drove him to choose a smiley face in favor of a different caricature? That's from Rod Kessler. So the smiley face in the middle of the arena, and I know you're going to be doing multiple arenas. So where's the smiley face come from?
This was because like with Electro Ball, the arena was just this big clear area, and so I wanted something in the middle to demonstrate that you're not just looking at the top or the sides, but you're actually looking at the playfield itself.
Right.
And rather than have a skull or something scary, something nice. It's a nice smiley face. So
it is a nice smiley face.
Who's gonna be scared of a nice
It's a fun
face?
game, right?
That's right.
So how many arenas are you thinking of putting in the game?
So at least a couple more. I wanted to we'll have one where the smiley face is there. I wanted to have one where there's like little tiny pylons right there. Maybe ones with some teeth on there once I get reverse going, because obviously we don't want cars to get stuck there. And then I'm kind of open for suggestions.
Nice.
And so
you could have a design contest and win a cartridge or something.
That's right. And presently it's set up to do mirrored. So everything would have to be mirrored on either side.
That makes it a lot easier. A lot more cycles you have available for yourself.
Now, of course, if you go to CDFJ or CDFJ Plus, that completely opens everything up.
And it's not a racing game.
No.
It's a demolition derby game. So there's no laps or anything. You just start and go for the other car.
It is just pure chaos, and the last one with their battery wins.
What? Oh, okay. It's fine.
Yeah, I just say that. Yeah.
So what is your development time frame? Is there any time frame or when you're done?
Right now, it's essentially when I'm done.
Yeah, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
There's no pressure from Al. There's no pressure from anyone.
That's right. I mean, Atari isn't going to go under if I don't get this finished. Which
exactly.
Is a big load off my
Are you going to
back.
cause the next crash for Atari?
I hope not.
Oh no.
I do like to do, my goal is to do one game a year.
Yeah.
Technically, my previous game, Catch, is my game for 2024.
Yeah.
So I'm going to target 2025.
Okay. That's a good goal.
Yeah, and if I don't get it in time for next year's PRGE, then 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pressure. Well, it was awesome talking with you, and great to be able to be here with you and show off your new game.
That's right, and it'll be posted on the forums probably tomorrow.
Oh, excellent! So everybody else can now beta test it.
That's
and, make a list of wish list for you.
Feedback.
Yeah. Well, great talking with you. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you later.
Okay.
So we're going to go over now to Dave Marley with his game Frazzled. Let's surprise him. Let's sneak up on him. Oh, he saw us, damn it.
Saw you coming.
Hey, Dave, how's it going?
Doing good, thanks.
So let's get in the front. This is good.
Here we go.
So we're here with your brand new release. This is actually released.
Yes.
And out on cartridge. People can buy it here at the expo.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about Frazzled and the motivation behind it and making this type of game, action puzzle mix of game.
Yeah, well, it's based on, you remember the little Merlin handhelds from back in the 70s?
The Lights Out, right?
Yeah, the Lights Out type game.
Yeah.
I actually, about 20 years ago, I had a job. I was a temp.
Yeah.
My boss got arrested.
Oh,
and
boy.
I was left on my own.
Yeah.
And I did nothing all day, so I started making games using VBA, using the forms in Excel and Access and whatnot.
Okay.
Because no one was giving me any work and no one paid attention to me.
Time for games.
Yeah, I created a game based on that Merlin game. And I always thought that would go good on an Atari.
Yeah.
So this is it.
So talk about maybe the theme of it. You've got a lot of characters and a disco ball and kind of a disco floor as well.
Yeah, exactly. I just had this image in my head one night of this sort of 3D perspective and thought it would fit this game perfectly. And you got the unicorns, which I was looking for a protagonist. My wife loved unicorns. She had this stuffed unicorn that she just loved, so we made him the protagonist.
Oh, that's awesome.
The antagonist, a red guy called Mr. Grumpy, actually showed up in a dream.
Oh,
I must have been working on this too hard, and it showed up in a dream, and he came walking out like, I got to remember this.
Well, it's kind of an homage to old style arcade games in the 80s that were just completely nonsensical. So why not use inspiration from dreams?
Exactly. And you're right. It looks like a disco floor.
Yeah.
So I was looking for a bonus round. Corn dance. Put the disco.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the aim of the game is to mirror, literally, what's on the top, on the bottom, using the techniques of the Lights Out game. But it's not only that, it's not pure puzzle game. So maybe talk a little bit about the dangers and bonuses that come on the screen.
Yeah, well, when I made that game 20 years ago, I was doing that at that job. My games started to spread around the office.
Yeah.
And this one in particular, people had trouble with. They couldn't figure it out. So I had to put in little extras to help them along. And they made their way over to this game. You got little flashing pods that come out. One of them will put some wild cards on the board, which make it easier to solve the puzzle. You got others that slow down the timer. This little red dot that's on the bottom here, if you hop on that, computer itself will try and solve the puzzle for a few seconds.
Oh, that's nice.
So it'll bail you out.
Yeah, if you're having some trouble.
If you're having some trouble, yeah.
Because I know I had a little trouble playing the game because I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. Whenever I can't play a game well on the stream, I'm so embarrassed. But I had a cheat sheet, I think on the second go around for it, which helped out a lot with the ways to do lights out, all the different techniques.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up, because when this is available in the PRGE store, we're going to include a cheat sheet.
Oh, that's.
I drew out all the patterns I could think of.
Oh, that's good.
And we're going to make a book all.
Yeah.
PRGE.
Yeah, it's always a rush, right?
Yeah, so
Deadlines.
if you did, first of all, if you bought one here at PRGE, thank you. And later on, when we get in PRGE store, maybe bug out. And he might send you a poster.
Yeah. There's always bonuses after PRGE. That.
Or you can always buy another one.
Yes,
just to get
right.
the poster.
One for you, one for your friend.
Exactly. Exactly.
So now that this is out, are there any ideas for future games that you have percolating that have risen to the top?
Yeah, I've got a lot of ideas.
That's good. It's some developers are like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm working on some other non-Atari crap.
Okay.
I want to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
I figure maybe around the new year I'll start on the next one.
Okay.
Next one's going to be a shooter with two-player co-op possibilities.
Okay, that's right up my alley there.
And then there's going to be a little weird bison-themed game.
Oh, really?
And I got another shooter planned after. And then a sequel to Mr. Yo-Yo I just came up with.
Nice.
So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get that idea technically on the Atari. It's going to do some weird stuff.
Sometimes it takes a while. It might come to you in a dream.
It might, but that's why I'm pushing that one off to like 4th or 5th down the line.
Yeah, excellent.
But yeah, the shooter and the bison theme game, hopefully I can get one or both as a demo by next year's PRGE.
Oh, great.
The goal is to have them both ready within 2 years.
Okay.
In order to get all these ideas out, I got to cut down on the development time a bit. So I'm not getting any younger.
That's right.
And
I often do that in my head. How many years do I have left, and how much is on my to-do list and my projects?
I got a dozen ideas written out. I'm like, if I take 2 years apiece,
oh boy.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm in my 50s. It's do the math. It's not going to work out.
It's not good math either.
Yeah. The eyesight's going. I got to finish these fast.
Jeez.
So
our faculties. Oh no.
I'm trying to make the games a little simpler as we go.
Yeah.
Hopefully get the next two out within 2 years and go from there.
Excellent. Well, it was great talking with you.
Good seeing you guys.
And good luck with the game. I'm sure you've been standing around watching people play and seeing how well they do.
Yeah. It's not an immediately intuitive game. A lot of people will drop it after a few seconds, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But every now and then someone will come here and give it an honest attempt and try and interact with those people as they come along, give them a little help.
Oh, that's good.
They seem to enjoy it. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from people who have played it.
Okay. Well, that's great. Well, thanks a lot, Dave.
Sure.
And good luck with your new games.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
See you around. So.
I know there was a question about things cutting out a little bit. I don't know if they can hear me. I just wanted to say that I can see the upload speed sometimes drops, and that might impact the quality of the stream. There's not much we can do about that.
Not really.
No.
I mean, let's see what it's broadcasting at right now.
It's perfect right now.
Oh. Yeah.
But during some, I do notice it drops. So you'll have to bear with us if it happens. I think it's just the fact that there's so many people at this event and we're streaming, and probably it's getting a little overloaded.
And people are saying there might be sync issues, but if there is, just, I don't know, reconnect and maybe it'll be better.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to do anything to correct it because there's no tools, there's no restart, start.
Coco said that it will resync it if
you good.
Go out in. But just so people know.
So let's take a look around here. Oh, I want to get this on camera. Lee. We got to show this. Okay. You're not here developing and showing off a game, but you got something special.
Yep.
That you
one too, by the way.
Oh, one of these, yes.
Yeah.
But
you got the other one, right?
Well, I have the other one.
This is the right channel. You have the left channel.
It works. So,
mine does too.
Yeah. So they're matching there.
Yeah, left channel, right channel.
Yeah.
So, we were just at a panel of this gentleman, and you just recently got this amazing piece of hardware that I want, that you're going to sell to me. No. This is the Atari Video Music Machine.
Yes.
And it displays, it's a
music visualizer.
One of the first visualizers.
Yeah.
You know, the old Winamp plugins or dancing lights.
Yep.
And
it doesn't do much.
No, it doesn't do much, but it looks beautiful.
It looks cool.
And it's very, very 70s.
Yeah, they only made it for 1 year.
With the 4 shades of brown on the front of, for the buttons.
And Nolan, when he saw it, he started laughing, and he really geeked out over it, and confirmed a few things. They never made a PAL version because it didn't sell.
Oh, okay.
So there's no PAL version. They only made it for a couple of months.
Oh, wow.
It is one of, I think, according to what we were talking about, the few pieces that actually had real wood panels as opposed to the laminate panels.
Oh, did they change it?
Yeah. Well, as Atari hardware goes, these shipped with real wood panels because they were for hi-fi systems. Everyone knows the wood grain on like the Heavy Sixes, but it's all laminate, like sticker, right?
Yeah.
So real wood. But what was really interesting, he said he thinks the reason it didn't take was, and he took the blame for it. He said, I didn't think about the fact that hi-fi systems back then were in a different room from the television.
Oh, yeah, they were, because there was no interaction between the television and the stereo system.
And because they were in different rooms, he's like, that's why the hi-fi buyers didn't go for it.
And you wouldn't think about that, making it just like, oh, it's for TV, and like, oh yeah, you plug it into your stereo. Oh man.
Yeah, but this one's mine. You cannot have it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
But it is gorgeous.
Active leisure on the board for it. It has a different, because that was their tagline back then, as far as
active leisure.
Active leisure, so it's etched on the board.
Oh, okay.
I have to open it up.
Check it out. Yeah. Well, that's a really amazing piece of historical hardware, and now it's been signed, and it looks gorgeous.
Bidding starts tomorrow. No, it's not for sale. No.
$1. I think I'll lose out. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for showing us that.
Of course.
We do have one person from Mattress Monkeys. Is his partner here?
Why don't I look at Mattress Monkeys? Do you want to see if they want to come over?
Well, that's Zack Attack over there.
Yeah.
I don't know where 8-Bit Poet is, but let's go over to Zack. Yeah. Hello, Zachary.
Hey, how's it going?
Where's your partner? Is he around here?
He's not going to be able to make it today.
Oh, no. Okay. Would you like to talk about Mattress Monkeys for a little bit?
I'll do the best I can.
Okay, let's go over to your game and find out some of the amazing technology, first of its kind from Atari, I think. And you can verify it, yeah. Oh, there's some advertising going on all of a sudden.
Right there.
So, this is Mattress Monkeys, and it's not only available for the 2600, which we saw in my stream, but it is available both in one cartridge for the 2600 and 7800. Can you talk a little bit about how you achieved that?
Yeah, I mean, do we want to start with just showing it in action?
Yeah, let's jump into it and show the 7800 because we haven't played the 7800 version on the stream yet.
That's right.
So grab a joystick and talk us through a little bit how to play Mattress Monkeys.
Okay.
And what it's about and how you came up with a crazy idea of monkeys jumping on mattresses.
Okay. So this is a group effort. 8-Bit Poet, who's not here today, wasn't able to make it, but he's the mastermind behind the graphics, behind the game design, everything on the creative process.
Right.
I basically just coded it up, had a few ideas here and there on how we could tweak some things, but you know, he took care of most of the gameplay and stuff like that.
The look and the story behind it, yeah.
It did take a lot of tuning to get the physics though.
Oh, I bet. Because I don't think I've ever seen such an active play field on the 2600 with it moving around so much.
Yeah, because you got the mattress, right? And we're like trying to figure out, okay, the monkey's gonna land on it. It's got to indent when the monkey lands.
Yes.
And then how does that launch the other one? And how does that supposed to work, right? There's no book that says this is the physics for this kind of game, right?
Yeah.
So that was
you
just
had to
completely...
come up with that all yourself.
And so we got it to the point, you'll see what happens is, it depends on where one monkey is.
Yeah.
When you land, how far away you are will change like what angle you get launched up and how high.
Okay, so it's not just a basic up and down. Right. There's some momentum from the, I'm guessing, waterbed, right?
Exactly.
Because not many mattresses move like that. So it's era-appropriate 70s, 80s waterbeds, because you don't see that too often anymore. So that's
true.
awesome.
Yeah, so we got a couple modes. We can just let it play itself. You put in 0-player.
Demo mode.
You want to just do your own game, you got that. And then 2-player, which is my favorite. You get 2 people playing this game. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the worst part is like, if you're playing with somebody that's not good at it and they get themselves killed, it's game over for you too.
That's true. So it's kind of co-op, kind of
anti-co-op.
competitive. Yeah. So you're trying to like, please stay alive. I want to get more score.
Right. And so, I mean, the base, it's a very simple game, right? You don't even use the button besides starting the game.
And the button does do something. It pauses the game, right? So a little bonus.
You can pause anytime, which is actually really great for developing because I can pause it on a specific frame and figure out, this thing's a little pixel off here, and I'd be sitting there like measuring stuff, counting pixels on the screen.
And very couch compliant as well.
Yes.
So you can quit right out of the game at any time.
Anytime you want to rage quit, you right back to the title screen.
That's awesome.
So, so you can see if you distance yourself just right from the other monkey, that's going to control where you go.
Oh, I see. What angle of the incline of the wave, let's say?
Yeah, so basically like half a wave away is going to get you the most height.
Okay.
Now you can hold up and it'll give you extra height, and you can hold down. So if you think you're about to hit the fan, you can hold down and try to lower yourself down a little bit. In midair.
Yeah.
All the controls work in midair.
So you're trying to catch flies, but you're also trying to avoid this spinning fan at above the bed.
Yeah,
so it's a kind of a sweet spot right there that you're trying to get.
Exactly. And I'm gonna let this play itself because it does better than me.
So let's talk about the technology. This, like right here we see a 2600 and a 7800.
Right.
And those aren't two different cartridges. Those are like, you could swap them. Let's actually swap them. Let's take the 7800 out and actually put it in the 2600. Watch carefully, there is no trickery. There's no sleight of hand. There is no magic behind this. There's no CG. It is completely swapped. The 2600 one and the 7800 and the 7800 and the 2600. And it doesn't, like what people would expect is that the 7800 would boot into the 2600 version of the game.
Right, exactly.
So how does it detect what system it's in? Besides magic.
Magic is the answer.
Yeah.
It's just magic. There is an ARM chip in the cartridge. It's actually a very weak ARM chip.
Oh.
It's only a Cortex M0 with like running 64 megahertz. I think it's like one of the weakest ones in all the ARM enhanced cartridges.
Makes it cheaper maybe. Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah.
But so it watches what the Atari's doing.
Okay.
And the way the 7800 boots up is different than the way the 2600 boots up.
Okay.
So it detects that, and it has to detect that really quickly, because when the 7800 boots up, it does a crypto check on the cartridge, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because these are signed cartridges.
Yeah.
So, and it's a little difficult because there's some pins missing, right? It's got the connector for the 2600. It's missing 8 pins on the cartridge.
Right, okay.
So there's a little bit of guessing going on there.
And you said that disables the ability to put a pokey chip in the cartridge.
Correct, because where the pokey chip would hook up physically, it's just not there.
Yeah.
It's completely, because then it wouldn't fit in the 2600.
That's right. That's the way you can make it compatible. But you can get some pretty good sounds out of a TIA on a 7800. You have a lot more time and abilities.
You can. And especially with the ARM chip, I'm sure future games will take more advantage of that. And you know, you can do sampled audio and voices and stuff. So
we first showed off this early technology on Octopusher a long time ago, the 7800, 2600 on the show. And I thought that was amazing. But now it's actually available in a cartridge form. on Mattress Monkeys.
Right, yeah, Octo Pusher is still a work in progress. In fact, we have that scheduled for next year. And it's one of the previews we're about to get here.
And you've also upgraded the previews as well on the 7800.
Yeah, you can see since we started right at the same time.
Yeah.
They're in sync.
Show the advertisements and the differences between them. You can see that these are both in sync. Well, somewhat in sync.
Pretty close.
Wow, that's way more graphics on Bigfoot's blocks. Coming 2025.
So this is another one we got scheduled for next year. We're pretty far along with this. In fact, I think you'll be able to play this soon.
Oh, great! That's awesome.
Yeah, this one will also be dual system. It's going to have the enhanced graphics.
So is this your thing going forward? A dual system that makes you do a lot of work. Or how much work actually is it? Because I guess you have the basic idea, the basic code, or the pseudocode at least.
So all the game logic is shared.
Okay, really?
I don't have to redo any of the game logic. It's identical between the games. And then, so we have to make the graphics engine specific for each console. And then Matthew, he gets to do the graphics twice.
Yeah, so all the work's offloaded onto him.
So I think he's the one that actually gets the more work from this.
Vitoko asks, so the 7800 lines of the connector are not used at all?
They're physically missing.
They're physically missing. It can't use them and the 7800 doesn't complain about that? It doesn't expect them? It just reads garbage or zeros? Or how does that work?
So I have to be very careful. Like, I couldn't take a traditional 7800 game and put it on this cartridge and expect it to work, because it wouldn't. It's going to access stuff that I won't be able to tell the difference between the cartridge and the system.
Okay.
So I have to be really careful about where everything's at in the memory address ranges.
Okay.
In order for it to be working. And then if this crashes, like if I get out of sync, it's done. There's no recovering from it.
Okay. So very tight timing. You have to do it very, very carefully. But you've made it work.
Once it's stable, it's super stable. But during development, I get these crashes, and there's no emulator for this yet, so I'm just left in the dark.
Yes.
It might be this change I made. Who knows?
Yeah, so that would be very challenging. So I think what we were talking last night about, somebody asked a question to you last night while we were out at the arcade about switching back and forth between the 2600 mode and 7800 mode, and I found that very interesting.
I really wanted to do that. I want to be able to toggle like the black and white switch, and you just go from high res to low res.
Yes.
But as far as I know, we're just not going to be able to do that.
Okay.
Because of the way the hardware works in the 7800.
Right. It kind of locks in one.
Yeah. So you can have one cartridge do both. Like, I could tell this cartridge to boot into 2600 mode on the 7800. Yeah. We could get the 2600. But once we've done that, you're gonna have to power cycle to switch back.
Okay. And you can't like force it to do a power down somehow and come back manually. I don't know. Like glitch it out and
frying
reset.
the system.
Yeah. Let's not do that then.
Yeah.
Let's not fry people's systems. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking about your brand new game, Mattress Monkeys. It's, like I said, it's the first of its kind. 2 games on one for 2 different systems for an Atari. I think somebody brought up that Odyssey did it a long time ago, but this is a first for the Atari as far as I know.
Yeah, because the thing is like I feel bad for people that have the 7800 because they can play the 2600 games.
That's right.
But you're stuck with the 20. You don't get to take advantage of the system, right?
Is there any way to force it into 2600 mode? Were you thinking about that? It's like, 7800 people have to play the 7800 version, and 2600. Well, 2600 they have no option, but somehow to like hold down the pause button and boot it into 2600 mode.
That may be something we think about in the future releases.
Yeah.
We'll see if anybody asks for that.
Because then the 7800 people will truly have 2 different versions. Because that'd be kind of cool.
And right now it's an NTSC release only.
Oh, okay.
And simply because I just don't have a PAL system to test with.
Yeah, especially a 7800 PAL.
And trying to figure out how to get that here in the US,
Yeah, you have to talk to some European people in the forums.
So if we figure that out, or maybe this cartridge ends up in one of their hands and they let me know if it works or not.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Because I have no idea.
Well, we'll see. Well, thank you so much for talking with us, and we'll see you online.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet.
Yes, take care.
Bye-bye. We'll see you. Daryl Genther has anything to say. I know he doesn't have a new release right now, but we'll attack him anyway. We'll say hi to him. Hello, Daryl.
Hey.
Actually, you do have something to talk about. Let's talk about Mousetrap. You want to talk on stream?
Sure.
Okay. Let's talk about this.
Line over there and Mouse
Oh yeah, Mouse Line as well. So we've got Daryl Genther here, and we've got Mousetrap here. How you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, doing really well. Talking to developers, walking around, doing some streaming.
Just winding down.
Yeah, we're all kind of done.
Yep.
It's been a long weekend. A lot of standing, a lot of walking. I think we showed off your controller yesterday as we're walking around.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So where did you get that from?
Brian at VID Retromod. I met him at a Cleveland game show. We're both in Ohio, and I told him, I said, it'd be really great to have a Mousetrap layout like the arcade.
Yeah.
And he said, I think I could do that for you.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
We kind of fit it into we have one finger red, yellow, blue for the different color doors, and just kind of palm mute the button.
Yeah, very ergonomic.
Yeah, and then you got your stick here. It's a 4-directional stick, works great with the game.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it too is, he said there's concern about 2600 plus and 7800 plus compatibility.
Yeah.
With right now, I'm using the SNES to Atari.
Yeah.
You could also use the Mega 78.
Right.
And
so it's got lots of different options for controllers.
Right. So you got the red, yellow, blue doors.
Same layout. Yeah.
But you can't use that in a 7800 plus because of the adapter. So with this, it plugs into both joystick ports.
So this will work on the 7800
that
plus.
Will.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you have any plans of actually putting that into production for this and maybe other games?
Well, right now it's a proof of concept.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'd be open to that.
Yeah.
As a possibility. And then, this is always good for
as a backup, yeah.
It's got the pause right here. I don't want to reset my game because I've got a high score going.
Oh, we interrupted you,
if I hit both of these, you get the reset and you have your unpause here.
That's awesome. I love this adapter. It opens up the 7800 to a world of new games, especially more complex games as well that might have a bunch of different actions you want to do, like say in an RPG or something.
Right.
Yeah. So your game went from Mousetrap to Rat Trap to Mousetrap.
Yeah,
That's an interesting evolution there.
Yeah. So I guess I could sacrifice the game.
Oh,
but
let's not. No, we don't have to do it. We've shown it lots on the show,
That's
so
true.
you don't have to.
So I started off plotting the high-resolution 320 mouse.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to get, the arcade look and feel where it was the high-res single-color sprites.
Yes.
And then I felt that the 7800 version was just cuter with the different colored, the multicolored sprites.
Oh yeah.
And it really brings out.
It really pops with the colors, and it's gorgeous.
So I went that route.
So this is 160.
That's 160. Yeah. So I went that route, and then I thought, well, can I make the maze? Can I, it all comes from a technical, can I do this?
Yeah.
And then the game was complete, and we thought, well, we could release it as Rat Trap, and then obviously that was not a go.
Yeah.
But recently we got permission to release it as Mousetrap.
That's awesome.
So
that's really great.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
And is this going to be released in the next cycle in Atari Age, or what's the? Is there a timeline, or you don't know at this point?
I don't know.
Okay.
Right now, I don't think there's a manual or a box, so that you have all the background work, things like that. And
oh yeah,
I'm sure Al has other.
Yeah, he's got his plate full always.
Right, right.
So you have to just stand in line, I guess, and wait for your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you also have another game as well. Do you want to go over there and show it off?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Oh yeah, we don't abandon this, right?
I get this all the time.
Oh, okay. It's not a personal best, but just a good high score. So in the mad rush of pack lines, this past year on every single system in existence, you made an interesting twist and made Mouse Line, and I really like that because it strayed from the usual get the power up,
right?
And now you're actively chasing the enemy.
Right.
This is along the lines of your other game, you can store the power up.
Right, yeah. So Mousetrap, you get up to 6 bones that you can hold at one time. With this, there's 3, because I figured you need to, make it a little simpler. And I added a little bit of chewing.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
so that is new. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's got full high score support.
Yeah.
It still has crazy cat mode, as seen on ZPH.
Yeah.
So
excellent.
So yeah.
And is this one that might get a cartridge release, possibly? You think it's fully featured enough that,
Yeah, I questioned it at first, and then I've had some people tell me, no, if that was on cartridge, I would get it because it's a little different.
Yes.
And Al said, no, I could make a less expensive. It's only 48K, so I can make a cheaper cart.
Maybe you can do a dual pack with the other one, 2 for 1.
Or the big mega pack with Mousetrap and mouse line.
That's right. Get an EXO style box.
Yeah.
With a big booklet that comes with it.
Right, with some cheese and a rat trap.
Oh yeah, big plastic piece of cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Oh, excellent.
Well, that's some of what I've been up to. Right.
There's some secret stuff.
Yeah.
You're always working on new stuff, exciting stuff. Nothing you can probably talk about right now. No. Under lock and key. Yeah. But it's going to be good. It's coming from Daryl Genther.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, it's great talking with you as always.
Yeah.
And you're usually here. Where do you come from?
I come from Canton,
Ohio. Yeah. So you're going to make it next year as well?
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
It's a fun time.
It is.
And it's always fun to watch people play your games as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see you around.
All right. Take care. Thanks.
Talk to you soon. Now, I think we've possibly exhausted everyone here for now.
I think we should wander over to the other booth.
Yeah,
and we
so
can always see who's here when we get back.
Yeah, so should we take a shortcut or should we take the more scenic route?
I think shortcut. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Unless you want to pick up your t-shirt. Well, I don't want to buy something on camera. That's a bit tedious. We'll do that after. Unless we see somebody from Atari that we might want to talk to. I don't see Ben from Play On here. No, they're out right now, so we'll come back. So we'll wander back there and see if there's any Atari people that we can talk to about some of the upcoming homebrews being released from Atari. Bob Decker-Zenzo's games. Oh, hey, S. Ramirez. I'm trying to check the chat every once in a while, but especially when I'm talking and trying to think of questions and stuff. So hopefully the audio sounds good. Yeah, we'll keep going through. So the floor is still pretty active. A lot of people still here. Not quite at the height of Saturday, but it's still quite steady. So it's 3:14, so we might head over to Audacity first and see if they are available, because I know they're expecting us. Because I told Dan that we'd be here around 3 o'clock to 3:30. Oh, it looks like they're kind of available, so that's good. Daniel. Hey Dan, how's it going? Hey Gary.
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. How's the event going for you guys?
Going well.
Excellent.
Great.
So, actually you can hold it. There you go.
That's great. How are you?
Very good.
We're having a great time here.
Yeah, oh, it's fun. It's huge.
It's huge this year, Gary.
Yes.
We're doing well.
We're doing good.
Excellent.
Doing good.
Yeah, it's great to see you have a booth here.
Yes,
showing off your games and future games.
Booth. We have Circus Convoy, Alien Abduction, and previewing Casey's Gold. That'll be out later this year.
And Casey's Gold will be out before the end of the year.
Oh, that's excellent. So people have been stopping by, checking out Casey's Gold.
A lot of interest in Casey's Gold.
That's excellent. So what's the reaction been?
I got to tell you, it's very positive. I'm very happy they all like it. They say it's addictive. fun to play,
Good.
and they all like the little hidden things that are inside of it.
And it's a kind of a pick up and play type of game that you can just get into immediately.
No, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have something where I just pick it up and jump right in, get the first level done in a minute, and keep going and building up.
And there's a big history to this. We've talked about it before, but maybe you can just talk a little bit about it.
Well, it's the spiritual successor to Gary's classic Keystone Capers.
Yeah.
Some people have remarked it reminds them of that. I have some of the objects from Keystone Capers that appear in there.
Some homages?
Yes.
Homages.
Definitely some homages.
You may even find some of the characters from some of our other games hidden on the trains if you can find them.
Yeah.
And some Easter eggs that are in there as well.
Very nice. And this is like a continuation of a game that you had started earlier.
A concept I had at Activision, but honestly I've rewritten it completely from scratch, and it has built up on a much bigger design than I had ever hoped to do.
Oh yeah, way past what that was.
You had seen the game about a year or so ago, and now I have 5 Western ghost towns and 5 underground mine car levels where you ride mine cars.
Oh wow!
Like Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's much bigger than what I saw.
You can move TNT around and blow up walls and unlock and find keys and kind of shake the mine, and then gold nuggets appear and you've got to collect them all. And I put in some time elements. You find gold pocket watches to get more time for some of the levels.
Yeah.
And we have a beautiful gold pocket watch as part of the VIP package.
Well, there you go.
Which is the chain kind that the conductor had.
Yeah. So you've been continuation of these deluxe boxes that you've been putting out.
Yes.
They sell out so quickly.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. And it's a great perk for people who want more.
Right.
Want more than the game, to live inside the game. You've got patches for people who get high scores as well.
We do.
Yeah, which is a continuation of what people loved back in the day.
Right. It is. Exactly. And with our QR code technology that Dave and Gary put together, it's easy to get a patch.
That's good.
Finish the game session, grab a picture of the screen, it'll send the code, it'll send the score to our high score screen, and you'll be alerted if you got a patch for the Clubcraft Plateau. I know, right? Dave said today.
No more photos of the CRT.
No. Dave said today he's brought the 2600 to the 21st century.
Oh, that's a great slogan.
Yes.
Oh, you got to coin that. Put a trademark on that.
Yep. So we have, this will be the next effort for the next month or so, and then we're excited to say we have other games in development that'll be coming next year.
I've heard that.
And they are amazing.
And you've also got John Van Ryzen.
John Van Ryzen.
The team's getting back together.
You know, we're getting the band back together.
That's right.
You know, I still play Hero to this day.
Oh, it's a classic.
Contacted John and said, we love Hero, can you please do another one?
Yes.
And he acclimated and said, he acquiesced and said, yes, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And wonderfully, he created Alien Abduction, which we're fortunate enough to have the cartridge copy of.
And anybody who's played Hero, they can just sit down and play Alien Abduction, and it's like a continuation along. If they like Hero, they will actually love Alien Abduction.
That's right. There's some new skills, and it's not exactly the same game, but it's very much enough of familiarity to a Hero fan.
And I find it even slicker than Hero.
Yes.
Right.
So you can really move that character anywhere you want really quick.
And
it doesn't have that little pause that Hero has.
That's
so
right, when you push up on the helicopter pack.
That's
now,
great.
I think we still have VIPs available for that on our
Just a few.
website.
We've sold a couple here. There are
Just a few. The VIPs are available, and they come with a little alien figure and some very cool swag.
So these aren't just a one-off. You guys are continuing to make more and more games.
We are going to be going forward.
You've got a timeline of other games you've already started.
We do. Gary and Dave.
Yeah, there'll probably be 2 games at least next year.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm hoping to make sure I never do one that's 6 years in development. So I'm going to go right to the gusto and get one.
You didn't like 6 years?
Nah, I didn't like it. And my fans didn't like 6 years. So I'm going right to the gusto and going to be working pedal to the metal to get the next one done.
Oh, that's excellent. Well,
we love doing it.
Yeah.
And thank you for all the publicity you give to the system.
Oh, of course.
And all the followers you have. I mean, you have helped bring the 2600 back.
Well, I wanted to keep the spirit alive. I wanted to promote all the amazing games that are on our favorite consoles.
Right.
And it was such a joy to talk to you guys about Circus Convoy. And John Van Ryzen, I couldn't believe when he told me he'd never really done publicity before.
He never did, right.
And I was like the first person he's ever done a video interview for.
That's wonderful that he did
and
that.
I'm like, why wouldn't people want to talk to him?
He's very low-key. He was very surprised.
He's a great guy.
We took him to the court show in Ohio.
Yeah.
And he was like, Dan, I can't believe people care about a game I did 40 years ago. We said, John, it was one of the best games ever.
It's celebrated.
It's celebrated.
As a classic game. Hero's amazing. So
yes.
I'm so happy that he's back in the spotlight.
We're hoping he'll do another one next year.
Oh.
I hear rumors that he's playing with something.
So. Oh, I hope so.
Yes.
So looking forward to playing more of your games on ZeroPage Homebrew in the future. And of course, your new game, Casey's Gold, as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, can't wait.
Great seeing you guys again.
Yeah, great seeing you as well.
Thanks for coming out.
Thanks, James.
Great, Gary. Hey, David. Great seeing you again.
Thanks for visiting us.
Yeah, you bet.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Watch ZeroPage Homebrew.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's head over to Champ Games. Talk to John. Hello, hello. No, you don't want any publicity?
That's enough for me.
Here you go, you can hold it. Hey, John.
Hello, James, how are you?
So we're here at Champ Games booth.
I can't remember.
Camera one. Mysterious person behind the camera.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So you've set up an amazing looking booth once again.
Oh, thanks, yeah.
At PRGE, bigger and better. Nice banner.
Yeah, Nathan designed the CR banners right there. Old T banners. So.
It looks great.
Yeah.
And you've added some new games to your roster.
Yes,
you brought back some classic homebrew games.
Yes, we've worked with the developers and we had them reprinted with the permission of the artist, of course. And,
Juno First, Ruby Q, The End, Stratovox, Star Castle.
Yep, so all been republished with Champ Games, as you can see.
Yeah.
So that's part of our Champ Games Presents line. So it's all CGP.
That's what it was called. Somebody was trying to remember what the tagline, Champ Games Presents.
Nathan came up with that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nathan. Can you hear me?
Yeah. He might be. Let's see.
He actually is watching me.
No, he's not on today. He was there yesterday. So.
He actually just texted me saying, when you guys start?
Oh, Nathan. Maybe he's being quiet.
Maybe it's
his quiet self.
EST. So, anyway, but yeah, so we're that, and of course we have Tutankhamun.
Yeah, we got to show this off. So this is the new.
That's your copy, so don't get all grubby.
Yeah.
That's the last one. I had to
keep
turn
it aside.
3 people away for that.
Yeah, push them away.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, so this is the new game, just released, Tutankhamun Arcade. There we go. Somebody was complaining yesterday I didn't show the back of the box. So there we go. There's the back of the box. Because I knew we were coming today to talk to you more extensively.
Wonderful.
So what's been the reaction to Tutankhamun Arcade?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah, everyone loves playing it for one thing, so that's great. And like I said, we sold out. I think we brought like 60 copies, and they all went. So except for this one. This is the one I hid for you. So
excellent.
Yeah, you got the display model. Exactly. So so typically so it was fairly popular. So.
And you brought also your full library of Champ games as well.
Yes, because we had a new print. We almost ran out of the print that we did last year. So we had a few games out of the store for a little bit, but we did a reprint when we did this, so we added them all back. So
that's great. So everybody coming to the show was able to get any of these games.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And oh my God, that has dwindled since last time. The amount. I think you'll sell out by the end of the show. It looks like.
Possibly. Hopefully we have some stragglers that have a few extra
You'll
dollars.
go home empty-handed.
That'd be nice.
Pockets full of cash.
You see these big. Suitcase we brought, we had 2 of them full of cartridges and all the printing material. So it was, and then Nathan actually, he was really helpful. He's organized all the printing here, and since he's driving distance, even though he didn't come, Rick White's the guy who runs the show.
Oh yeah.
He lives next to Nathan. He filled up his car and brought all this stuff here.
Oh, that's very nice.
So yeah, so all the systems were modded by Nathan, and of course he did all the printing and some of that. So.
Excellent. And you've got 6 systems going here?
Yep. Next year we're actually planning, we were planning on this year to have a double booth, but when Nathan couldn't come, I said, well, let's just keep it for 1 this year, and then next year we'll have, hopefully we'll be able to put a few more systems in there.
Going to get some more monitors? So you have all your games playing?
Yeah, well, actually, Nathan, Al and Fred were very generous, and they gave us 2 of these monitors are Nathan's or Champagne.
Yeah. See,
4.
I had to bring 2 of my own monitors down from Vancouver, so that's probably why, because you're borrowing some of his.
Yes, exactly. So no, there's like 15 underneath these tables that they wanted us to store for them. So so there's plenty in here.
Oh,
so
good.
But we've been swapping them in and out. They're all of average, varying degrees of quality.
Of goodness.
So,
yeah.
So yeah, we're also. So we were selling quad Taris this year. I don't know if people know that. Magnet's in the store finally, but
they may not know that actually.
Yeah,
because a lot of your games support the quad Tari.
Yeah, almost all of them now. So
for either the dual joysticks or 2 players plus voice or 2 players plus
also 2
high
in
score saving.
Yeah, 2 in common dual joystick game as well. So so we bought like 30 of them off Nathan Tolbert.
Yeah.
And so we're adding those to the store. And of course we have a couple demos here for games we're releasing next year.
Yes, let's talk about Spiders Arcade.
And we also have T-shirts.
Yes, blue and black.
Yeah,
so if you want to
make sure you guys
grab
one as well. So
we will. We'll come back.
Yeah,
so
I like
we don't
the
have
blue.
to carry
That's
them
what
around.
I have. I love blue. So
I think it works well with the blue in
I haven't been working out, but you guys can enhance that, right? Like,
it's automatically enhanced. It
Oh,
says,
really? Okay.
it knows it's John on the screen. 10%, 20% bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think the blue does work well with the blue in the title.
Yes, exactly.
Really nicely. So I'll probably get a blue one.
Wonderful. Okay, so
you've got Spiders Arcade here, a brand new game revealed here first, right?
Yep, exactly.
At the PRGE.
Yeah, the first. I was the only one who played it. Not even Nathan. Anyway, I just been developing it myself for the last few months on and off, and then I finished it on the plane. Then my son Joey, who's here. He's the one playing. He's trying to beat Scramble. He's been trying it all weekend.
He can do it.
Yeah,
Make it to the end.
He was the second one to play it, and then
this is in Spiders Arcade. It's not even playing.
Well, it's right here.
Let's pop it in.
Yeah.
Get rid of this silly Robot War.
We still have Robot Wars for sale.
There we go. If you want to make it down quick, it's the end of the day.
Yes, exactly. So who knows how to play this thing? So, but you can at least see
get the camera going here.
Yeah.
There we go. So look at that amazing zoom in of the big spider.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
That was in the arcade, so I was always intrigued by that. Always caught my eye when I went there. So
and beautiful.
Everything right?
Yeah.
Shoot it all.
And I'm used to course, I'm used to moving up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are we streaming?
Okay, I think we're back. Hopefully.
It'll take a second for people to join back up.
Yeah, so we'll give a second before we start up again.
Someone says.
Yeah, we'll blame the cats, even though they're hundreds of miles away.
Oh yeah. I always blame the cats. I'm still blaming the cats.
Oh, for
my
sure.
cats are 3,000.
Okay, we're back. Excellent. Yes, refresh RC70. So, you're telling me Spiders Arcade. Not this one.
No, maybe it turned down the volume.
Yeah.
There we go. Now it's Spiders.
Now it's Spiders Arcade officially.
Exactly.
Now you're telling me a little bit yesterday, so we'll rehash that a bit.
Yeah,
about
as
Spiders.
I was mentioning, before the internet, boys and girls.
When was that? Are we old?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. When you played a video game in your hometown, you just assumed everyone else was playing it. But,
yeah.
So Spiders just happened to be in a little arcade that I had in my hometown. I stopped by on the way home. I always loved it. But then I noticed after years went by, I never saw it again. So that's when I figured out it was an obscure game. But since I've always liked it, I figured it'd be a great addition to the 2600 as a shooter, especially with the prototype that was discovered a few months ago, the UA prototype of Spiders, which is anyway.
Like, I could do better. Right?
Exactly.
But you said you'd already started it before the prototype came out.
Once it happened, so we originally were just going to call it Spiders. Yeah. And I think we changed like the I to a Y,
Spiders.
Yeah, Spiders. Nathan and I have been fun with it. But then when we figured out there was the prototype, we renamed it Spiders Arcade.
Which you've done before with Gorf and other ones, because to differentiate it, so when people type up Spiders, it doesn't come up with the prototype, etc. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's where the name comes from. So that's what we're inspired by. So.
Because most people aren't going to be familiar with Spiders.
Yeah, so we're hoping that something like this will at least get people to take a leak.
Maybe you can tell a little bit about what goes on in the game.
Oh, sure, yeah. So it's a straight-up shooter. Yeah. So and you're basically being attacked by killer spiders. that are ruled by the Spider. Ruled by the Spider Queen.
There's the Spider Queen right now.
Exactly. So,
Paul made it.
Yeah, so
it's played this for millions of years.
Exactly.
Decades.
Yeah, because he remembered it too. We went, remember the game with this girl with winged at you? I went, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
But, oh, yeah, the Spiders game.
So how long has it been since you thought about it or played it, or have you played it in emulation?
I played on MAME, yeah, because I always liked it in MAME too. So that's all. So it had been like 30 years. Then I played on MAME. I went, this is cool. And I think it'll be a pretty good 2600 game. So I've been thinking about it for probably 15, 20 years of making it the 2600. And then finally I just decided to.
And you did a great job of representing the webs with the playfield. Was that something that you're humming and hawing about, or did you know that it would look pretty decent?
I knew it would have to be with the playfield. So especially with there's so many sprites on the screen, as you can see, there's cocoons can become kind of them.
It's a full screen of action.
Yes, exactly. So I think it works pretty well with the web and stuff like that. The logic with how the web expands and stuff like that. That was probably the most difficult part that I had to do was figuring out how to get the web to grow and not cross itself. And, you know, so that's what I worked on the plane. So because that wasn't working before that.
The wink.
The wink again.
Yeah.
And I played it briefly, and it is just it's a great shooter.
Yes.
Like straight up great shooter.
Too. So we do.
So if you like space shooters, you'll love shooting spiders, I guess, right at the same time.
Exactly. So we do plan on one of the drawbacks of the original that Nathan has pointed out, because he's not a big fan, is that
he begrudgingly made it.
Yeah, it is a little limiting. Like once you get through it once, it's kind of the same thing, and the only draw is what is the girl going to do next? Because every level she does something different.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of the draw in the arcade. But obviously we plan on adding things to it like we always do. So it's going to be a challenge mode, boss. Final boss kind of thing where you're actually fighting the Spider Queen and stuff like that.
Ooh,
maybe like a egg wave where the eggs disappear and spiders attacking, because you're trying to stop the spiders from crossing the bottoms. So it's two things. So it's not just shooting, you also can't let too many pass you. So
how big is the game going to be?
32K.
32?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, even with the big graphics?
Yeah, I'm almost out of RAM already, so ROM, because of all the graphics in the game.
Yeah, full screen graphics, really.
Yeah, especially the Space Mona Lisa, that's what she's called actually. So
Space Mona Lisa.
That takes up a lot of space too. So
excellent.
Yeah, so and we are planning a co-op mode as well, which I think is going to work pretty well with this kind of game, because you have a lot of spiders you're both going to be trying to stop.
It'll help you out having two players there. There's a lot going on the screen.
Yeah, it looks, once you get to level 4 or 5, it's complete madness. So, but
since it's a fixed shooter along the bottom, 2 players would be relatively simple, rather than if 2 players are going all over the screen.
Exactly. So I think it's going to work pretty well.
So this is the game that you're going to be working on in 2025 for a 2025 release?
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
guessing?
It was probably the first half, and then of course we made the announcement about the Xevious. Which is set up here, by the way.
So let's talk a little bit about the Champ Games Presents a bit.
Sure.
And so you've already added 5 games to the roster.
Yes.
And you've got Xevious coming up. So when is that scheduled for?
Well, actually, Chris Walton was here. I'm sure. Did you see Chris?
Yeah, I have. I really want to catch him and talk to him about Xevious.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'll have him on the show for an extensive interview about Xevious before the release.
Yep. So we worked out a deal where we are republishing Juno First as part of Champ Game Presents.
Brilliant game.
Yeah.
If you like space shooters, oh my God, Juno First.
We are very pleased, and of course we also worked with him and Tom on Star Castle Arcade, getting that republished as well.
Yeah.
And then with Silvio Magno for Rubik's, which has been very popular. We sold a ton of those today.
Great Cubert type game.
Absolutely. Yep. And then we worked with Carlos Santana, which is Rayman, on the Stratovox. So those are the 5.
Very obscure arcade games as well.
Yes, exactly.
I've never heard of them before either.
Yeah, so that fits in well with some of the stuff we do. We're always trying to go off the beaten path a little bit on some of those games.
Right.
So that's what that is. So, there's other people that want to do that, or, they feel like they want their game to find a new home. Just reach out to us and we'll see if we can come up with something. So.
Right. And it's great to have another avenue to release games that may not be able to be released elsewhere.
Exactly. So we're kind of,
And you've already had everything set up for manufacturing and distribution, so it must have been a fairly simple transition to.
You would think so, but yeah, a lot of these things
accommodate.
I'm sure Nathan's typing on the stream right now. What are you talking about, James? It was a lot more complicated than I thought. But,
because he has to do some of the artwork in the boxes and incorporate.
Yeah, we have a template. We have the printer that we have to get things set up for, and there's colors that have to be matched. We had to change. Some graphics had to actually be changed.
And possibly different types of boards that you may have to encounter in the future that you haven't done with your games.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's been a challenge to say the least. So having a 30, like Rubik's Cube was a 32K melody board. Yeah. So that one's just like, same as my other ones. All the other ones were
different.
Exactly. That's a nice way to say it. So.
Different.
Yeah,
challenging.
Exactly. So we're hoping, we're trying to keep things so that's things that we can actually publish, so that's good. So
yeah. Oh, Nathan is there. Hey, all I've been watching, just couldn't chat over Apple TV, so I guess he hopped on his phone now.
Okay, that's cool. So
let's see, any other questions? VHZC says Rubik's Cube is a great game. Good to see it has a new home and available to buy again. Nathan Strum says, yeah, not so straightforward with some of the publishing.
Yes, exactly. That's why we only have one game released this year, because I was supposed to have Spiders done, but I mean, last Dave, I was like, I'll give you a playable demo in June. It's coming in, and he didn't get it until I actually was getting on the plane. I finally got something that's playable.
Well, it's not so bad, because you do have Tutankhamun Arcade, Arcade to show off and sell to people, so you're not just like, nothing new.
Yeah, so we're hoping that, we streamline this publishing. Everything last year was new for publishing. This year was new for Champions Presents.
Yeah.
And just working with different developers and artists it's challenging. It's because it's different, time zones, different countries, different everything. So
yeah. Well, you are the champ of games, so I'm sure.
So I guess that
it'll be no problem in the future.
Yep, absolutely. So that worked out pretty well. And then Xevious is actually different. That's not going to be a Champions Presents. That's something where I talked to Chris, and he asked if Champ Games would finish the game for him.
Oh.
So
it's kind of a collaboration.
Yeah. So obviously he's still lead developer.
Yep.
We're going to champify it. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. So it's going to have the Champ Games, the logo, the startup screen, same type of.
Nice.
As you saw what we posted.
Yes.
The screenshot, so it has the Champ Games copyright, and we'll put in all the features that come along with the Champ game, whether it's
well, that's great.
Yeah,
that's even better.
Yeah, multiple players, save key support.
Multiple players on screen at the same time?
Probably not.
Okay, I thought not. It was like,
but one or two player, and then save key, then challenge mode, and I was talking to Chris about something he had about for extra levels or bonuses and stuff like that. So.
Well, Xevious was amazing already, so I can't imagine.
Exactly. So one of the things is that he wanted to put in the mothership, it's called the Andor Genesis thing, but he's out of ROM at 32K. So the first thing that is on my plate is expand it to 64K, champify it with all our menus and stuff like that, and then we'll fire off. Then we have his game, and then we'll add in the mothership, and then that'll give us a little more space to put in some other cool things as well.
Yeah, so. RC70 likes the term champify.
Oh, okay.
I think it's caught on already.
Good. Okay. Good. So let's get that, hashtag it, or whatever you need to do, whatever your kids do these days. Exactly. Yeah, want it to viral.
Hashtag champify.
Exactly. So we're looking forward to that.
Me too.
We have a couple other games that we're working on, as you always do. Once that dual stick game I was.
Yeah, I still don't know what that is.
So that one will be the next one we're working on, and then a couple others. Rip-off, where Nathan's done all the sprites. He's actually done all the sprites for 4 of the games. So it's just me trying to get more time to develop things. So
it's not the other Spider game, is it? The dual
Black Widow?
No,
that's an Atari property. So
damn it.
Yeah. So.
Well, maybe somebody will release it over there.
Yes, exactly.
I hope they do. Because now they can.
We do have a working relationship with Atari as well. We did Caverns of Mars, so it's not out of the realm possibility that we may do some games that are developed by Champ Games, but almost like a GCC type situation.
Yep.
Where we develop them, but they get published under Atari. So.
Well, that's great because they've got probably a lot of properties that nobody else but Champ Games could make on the 2600 with your sprinkle of magic.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much. So
it's great. There's lots of avenues now for people to publish their games on Atari, Atari Age, Champ Games, and others as well.
That's good. Well, it's booming business, as they say. So
that's right.
You know, so yeah, it's like
Atari 2600 is back.
Yep. Like it never left. It's like we're completely OP. That means overpowered, by the way. I didn't know that. Nathan had to teach me that. So
completely overpowered. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I thought it was original poster.
That's what I thought too. I wondered, what does that mean?
Yeah, we're too old.
Get with the times, you know.
That's
hashtag.
Right, Grandpa. Get with the times.
But then I asked my son Joey. That's Joey, by the way, over there.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. So he went overpowered and went okay. That makes sense. So as long as it's.
Well, it's great catching up.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Talking about your new games, and very looking forward to playing Spider's Arcade on the show.
Yeah.
Are you going to come on soon? Come on the show. We can play that.
October 11th. Right? Don't we have a?
That's right. It is scheduled. We've already scheduled for it.
Be
November
there or
11th.
be square.
Couple weeks.
Yeah. So that'll give me a couple weeks to polish up Spider's Arcade. Then you'll have Tutankhamun, which make sure you get before we leave.
We'll be wearing the shirt.
Yep. So we'll figure that out. And if anyone that's didn't make it to the show, we'll be adding Tutankhamun and all the Champ Games Presents games to our store.
Soon?
When I get back, I'm going to probably take a 2-day nap.
Yes,
and then we'll go
we
from
all
there.
will. Yeah.
But also, we'll have digital ROMs for all these games as well. So.
Great.
Yeah. So,
for Tutankhamun as well.
Yeah, Tutankhamun and Ruby Q and. And we worked it out with these others. So.
Well, there's a bonus being with Champ Games.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
so
the digital binaries.
Yeah, so it'll have the same type of situation where you can get the ROM with the cart and you get discounts like that.
Oh, that's great.
So so we're trying to fit everything into it's not a mold, but just so everyone's.
So you know what to expect when you go to Champ Games, what you can get.
Blah, blah, blah. So it'll be good. So and that'll be the same for Xevious and all the games.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because I always see in the forums people wanting, can I purchase the ROM? Can I purchase the ROM? The answer is yes.
Yeah, and there's going to be no restrictions as far as we don't wait 3 months for the ROM. It's going to be for day one. You can get the box version, you can get the unboxed version of the cart, or you can get the ROM and then
because I know in this community people love buying the boxes.
Yes,
so
exactly.
They've already made up their mind beforehand.
Yeah, that's what we figured out. So at this point,
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, But anyway, so thanks for taking the time. Thanks
for talking with us, John.
Yeah, so it was good to see you guys. So you get stopped by. I don't know if you want to. You guys done screaming. Is this it? Or was that?
No, we got some more.
Oh, you got John Hancock and those guys.
Yeah, John Hancock.
Tell John I said hello.
And Songbird.
Okay, yeah, he's right here. Right?
Yeah, you're all in like this small little area. It makes it really simple.
Yeah, so it's very nice. So.
Okay, good. Yeah, so great talking with you, and we'll see you on the 11th.
Yeah, stop by and I'll give you your stuff.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Okay, guys.
Yeah,
see you later.
That's behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Let's give this microphone. Actually, I'll hold it.
Okay.
We're going to present John with something coming up that we're actually able to do this because we're here and we're sending out the Atari Homebrew Awards. So we thought, let's bring the Atari Homebrew Awards to John. And so we'd like to present John with his...
What is this?
Best Homebrew Port Award to John Champeau for Elevator Agent, which is available here. There you go. There's your certificate. There's your award. And here's the red envelope that we presented it on the Atari Homebrew Awards. So congratulations, John, on winning that well-deserved award.
I like to thank, who made this game with me?
That other guy.
Yeah, exactly. Nathan.
It starts with an N, yeah.
Exactly. But who did the sound? I can't remember his name. I'm going a blank.
Should I look it up? Oh,
Pat Brady.
Oh, sorry. Start again. Who would you like to thank?
Okay, I'd like to thank myself.
Firstly and mostly.
Way to go, John. You're awesome. I know.
You do great work, John.
Exactly. I'd also like to obviously thank Nathan, who did amazing graphics for this, and of course Pat Brady, who did the amazing sound as well. And all the game testers, you know who you are, because I don't. But I won't remember. Yeah, I think James was one
of them.
Bit. Maybe Steve, I don't know.
Steve probably for sure.
Jurgen, definitely. McAllister, bunch of guys. Machine, all you guys. You know I love you. Let's do it again next year. Okay, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more. And of course, all the other guys that helped contribute to us also.
So congratulations again.
Thank you. I appreciate
it's actually awesome to be able to give this to you in person.
Yeah,
I've never been able to do it before.
Exactly.
It's a first.
Yep. And thank you, Tanya, for
Tanya made the awards right there. Very shiny, very sparkly. She'll show off her award for sure.
Yeah, exactly. One up Wonderful. Okay, perfect.
So we'll talk with you soon.
Okay,
We'll see you
absolutely.
on the 11th.
Yep.
Online.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. Bye,
Thanks.
John.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, no.
You have anything to say, Paul? Who would you like to thank?
My brother, he's the man.
He's the best, isn't he?
I mean, I have a, nepotism, but his games are awesome. So
yeah, they are.
So we had Eugene Jarvis over here who did Robotron.
Oh, yes.
I brought him over and showed him co-op mode with two guys on the screen at the same time.
Oh, that's awesome to have Eugene.
So if me and Chris are playing and I die, I'm blinking for 3 seconds, he tags me in. So the only way we die is if we both die. So I had him do it. So Eugene Jarvis was playing, and he was mad. Look, he was doing this. He goes, a controller I just built 2 days ago. He's like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I hope I built it strong.
That's why he's the Robotron guy.
But then you can always say it was broken by Eugene Jarvis.
Yeah. That's true. But even that being on, then you'd have to get him to sign it. Broken by.
But
what we love about these games, we clone them first, and we have champ modes. When you're younger, you say, "Oh, I wish this game did this."
Yeah.
With John, he makes it happen.
That's right. Champifies it.
Yeah, champifies. Good. So yeah, Eugene signed off on the co-op mode. So
that's awesome.
You can't get any better than
What an honor to have
He's
Eugene
authoritative on Robotron, right?
He really is.
You got it.
Did he like it? He loved it?
Oh yeah, he's doing this. I wish I had that on video.
Oh, that would have been good. Okay. Well, we'll see you online. Talk to you later.
You guys do great work. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Is there any way we can get the gimbals right so I can at least hold it?
Maybe. Let me try that out.
Yeah, let's.
I have a really weird question for you. Are you Canadian?
Yes, we are. Did you hear the accent?
Are you Sumerian?
Uh-oh. Way back, going way back.
Oh,
well, you're talking to me.
Oh, God.
Okay, well, this is live, so.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
it's
All
live,
right.
too, not
That's
even
all
just.
fine.
Yes, I am.
That's crazy.
Did you recognize the voice or something?
I recognize your face.
Oh, the face?
Yeah.
So, what is your online name? Or what was it?
Variable.
Variable, I don't remember.
Yeah, but patrolling. I watch patrolling.
Okay, yeah, that's me. Doing video games.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so that's our streaming show. We do homebrew games for Atari systems.
Nice. We were just
talking to John. Okay. Yeah. So
cool.
if you want to see what I'm doing now, ZeroPage Homebrew.
ZeroPage Homebrew? Awesome.
Yeah. Do you have a sticker to give him? Just to
Rant
remind
Media,
you.
Rant Radio.
Rant Media. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good to meet you, man.
Yeah, great to meet you as well.
Likewise.
Enjoy the show.
Thanks.
Yeah, past lives. So, yeah, let's talk to Carl.
Do you want to?
Well, caught the eye of Carl. Hey, Carl, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. Here, take the microphone. A little bit easier with the separation there.
I feel very official now.
Yeah, you've got the official microphone.
Coming to you live at PRGE 2024.
Chaos! Alarm systems going off.
Alert!
Fire!
Alert!
Fire!
We have invaders.
Actually, there was a fire here. Not a fire, but a fire alarm.
There was
here
a fire
yesterday,
alarm.
and everybody cleared out. I almost wish I was broadcasting during it just to catch the chaos of it, but we weren't.
Right.
Yeah, that was
unfortunate, a little bizarre. And
how was that for you? You had to vacate.
We did. A lot of the vendors waited because we wanted to make sure everybody cleared out, so the booths could be covered up.
That's right.
So it was kind of weird because you don't know what's going on and if there's an actual fire, or if it's like outside the building or a different part.
I couldn't hear, because there was so much chaos, I couldn't hear what the announcement was saying. It was like, is this an attack by somebody?
Right.
Is it just fire? Is it a false alarm? I was like, oh my God, what's happening?
So fortunately there was no real incident, but it was about a 45-minute delay, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, for the people doing the talks,
that was unfortunate.
Sucked a lot. Yeah, and I was just about to go into a talk, but it didn't throw it off too much. But
sure.
Anyway, we're here at Songbird with Carl. Great to talk to you again.
Yeah.
About Atari and other releases.
Right.
So what do you have here for Atari that would be interesting for our viewing audience? I know Microvaders is coming up still.
That is coming up soon. Yep. So I know that's something you and I talked about before at a prior show.
Yep.
So Microvaders for the Atari Lynx. It's a vertical shoot 'em up game. I have a picture of it, but I don't have have a game here to sell. But that will be going on pre-order soon. I know you got to test it on your stream a while ago.
Very exciting.
Yep.
I love the game.
Cool.
I can't wait to get my hands on the final version of the game.
Right. So that'll be out, I'm expecting November this year.
Okay,
the
very
actual
soon.
release.
Very, very soon then.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then another new game also coming out in November, which again we don't have here right now on the show, but Ring Flyer. So this
which
is
I don't know much about. So
so Ring Flyer is the first new independent release for the Nuon DVD system in 20 years.
Wow.
Okay, so no one has made any games for this in forever. This is going to be an actual release on factory press discs, not burned copies.
Oh wow, okay.
And it's kind of like the bonus level in Tempest 2000, where you're trying to like navigate these rings that are coming towards you. And
I've always liked those types of games.
Yep. So it's like that. It can be relaxing and frustrating at the same time. You're like, oh, this isn't very hard, and then all of a sudden the ring starts zipping around on the screen. You're like, okay, this is impossible.
My favorite one is in the game Aliens. If you've ever played that, it's like a multi-stage system, and the first one is the rings, and you're navigating your ship down to the planet to fight the aliens,
I see.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I love those type of games. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, so it is fun. We're excited that the Nuon is even more obscure than the Lynx and the Jaguar stuff I've been doing.
Why do you take this
I'm
kind
a
of
glutton
stuff
for
on?
punishment.
Yeah, no kidding. So what kind of audience is there for the Nuon? Is there like a super dedicated hardcore audience?
It is, which is similar to the other Atari platforms, but you're talking 100 to 200 fans that are pretty active and passionate about new releases.
So I guess you know how many to make, so you don't overproduce or underproduce, because you're very embedded into the community.
That's
the
right.
Nuon community.
Yeah, and so that's why I'll open pre-orders basically early October.
Yeah.
Probably 6 to 10 weeks before the actual production happens. So there'll be some time for me to kind of see what the response is like. But I'm expecting it'll pay off in the end. I think fans are excited that there'll be a new game coming out, and it's a decent game. It's not just a quick, like, a little whatever.
Demo turn game or something.
Right. It's not a demo. It's not just a 5-minute game. It looks really nice on the
So
platform.
probably my audience doesn't know what a Nuon is, because I'm very unfamiliar. I mean, you filled me in, but a quick rundown of what the Nuon was.
So the Nuon was a DVD-based system. It was essentially DVD players with an extra processor in them to handle the multimedia games, and then they put controller ports in the front of the DVD player. So basically you could walk into an electronics store back 20 plus years ago and be able to buy a Samsung player, a Toshiba player, and someone would say Nuon, and they'd have these little controller ports, and then you knew it would play games. It was a novel idea, but it just didn't catch on. Most people look at it and said, "This is just a more expensive DVD player. Why do I want to pay extra for a DVD player?"
Yeah, they see two on the shelf, right? And I think that a lot of companies were trying to do that as well. They're putting like Mega Drive slots and interchangeable slots into multimedia.
It was kind of that era, like before. Or maybe it was right around when PlayStation was also moving to supporting Blu-rays on their system. So they kind of did it from the other side, where they said, well, we're a game system, but we're also going to let you play Blu-rays. And you could buy a DVD player that could also play games, but it basically never took off. They only released about 7 games retail, and then the thing crashed.
Yeah, so they got on the right side of it. They're like, this is a game
Sony
system
did,
that plays.
I think that worked out better in the end.
It seems to have been. They're still around. Yeah, I think I've heard of them.
Maybe.
So what else would you like to highlight here that you're selling?
Yeah, I can show a couple things I do have here of the booth. So this is Towers 2 Enhanced. This is a game that came out last year, but it's been very popular with Jaguar fans. So this game came out actually in the late 90s after Atari had kind of abandoned the Jaguar market. But then the developer approached me about 1.5 years ago and said, we'd like to make a remastered version of this game.
Very nice.
They put a lot of time and effort into it, and enhanced the frame rate, added new textures, tweaked the puzzles to make them a little more accessible to modern players, and the end product is great. I've been very happy with that one. We have a couple of unique games here, which I'll show you the sign. Might be a little easier to see than the baggies here. But,
get the reflections off. Yeah.
Right. So what do we have? Starstreak and Protector Resurgence. So Protector Resurgence is a CD expansion which I had released for Protector 10 years ago, actually this year.
Yeah.
And so this is the first time I've actually taken that CD expansion content and bundled it directly on the cartridge. So you don't need the CD player.
That makes it a lot more accessible, because the CDs,
that's what I thought.
Like if you look around here and the prices of the CD add-ons with the Jaguar, you're like, oh my God, just the Jaguars now are expensive. But it's great that you're making this more accessible to people who just have the base system.
Right, absolutely. And then Starstreak is an overhead, like meteor, asteroid shooting kind of game for the Jaguar. Again, it's been pretty popular with fans, so I've been happy with the response on that one too.
How to describe the new one? Tempest 3000, Cyrano says.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, Tempest 3000 is probably the reason people have a nuance system. It is.
Yeah.
It's very good. You know, there's a couple games on it that are good, considering the library is so tiny. I mean, it has Iron Soldier 3, which also came out on PlayStation,
right.
But it's a very competitive version of the game.
So its hit-to-miss ratio is quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it has a Merlin racing game, which is like a kart racing, you know, kind of game, but it's well done. It's a you know, good frame rate and cartoony characters and stuff like that. So it's a well done kart racing game.
VHSC says, I see some Evercade stuff there. That's one of my favorite systems these days. So maybe let's come around here and talk about the Evercade.
Sure.
Briefly.
So I'm a reseller of the Evercade. I got into it a few years ago because I actually licensed some of my games to them. So
okay, that's the connection.
That cartridge is now out of print, but on Atari Lynx Collection 1, you know, like 3/4 of the ROMs on there came from Songbird.
Okay.
So that was great, and that was kind of my inroad with them. And then I said, well, is there a way I could get involved to be a reseller of the Evercade system? Because I didn't really see much of that happening in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because they were based out of UK.
Oh, okay.
And they said, yeah, let's work out something. And so I've been selling for the last few years, and it's been great. It's definitely brought a different segment of customer base my way that are very grateful to have a U.S.-based seller they can buy from.
So they, a lot of these are, some of them are older games and some of them are newer games. I see Sydney Hunter.
Yep.
I see Attack of the Petsky Robots on here.
Yeah, there's been some, or like Good Boy Galaxy and Witch and Whiz. Those are kind of newer independent releases.
So it's it looks like a great system for somebody who has their foot in both worlds.
If you enjoy collecting retro games, but you want something that's a little more affordable, but still physical. It's not just a pure emulation route. It is emulation based, but you actually get a physical cartridge with each of the set of games. I think that's the real hook, because I'm a physical guy. Obviously, I make Lynx carts.
Me too as well.
I make Jaguar carts. I collect Atari 2600 carts, right? So I like the physical part of it. And this is a nice kind of bridge between modern and old, as far as you can get the old games, but now you're getting a physical cartridge that is yours to keep. You don't have to worry about licenses being revoked or anything else.
Yes, and that's my attitude is if I don't have it in my hand and it's not real, it can disappear the next day. Even if it's like downloadable add-ons, they don't exist to me.
Sure.
You know, my system crashes, it goes away. The server goes down, it goes away. The only thing that's left is what's on the cartridge. So yeah, I'm a big fan of physical media as well.
Yep.
So it was great talking to you, Carl.
Yeah, you too, James.
And
always nice to see you.
Always great to see you as well.
You too, Tanya.
And good luck with the rest of the expo.
Thank you.
Yeah, and see you around. See you online. So we're going to head over to, I think, probably our last booth.
I think so, John. See if he's still around.
Yeah, I think he's in the next aisle. John Hancock. Yeah, so we'll jump over an aisle. Let's see. We'll keep our eyes open. The gimbal has given up. Oh no. Well, that's good we're on our last person. Because I don't know if we'll be able to talk to anybody at Atari. Uh-oh. Oh. Let's go one more down here, because I know he's very, very close by. Really?
Oh, really? But there is. Actually, I'm not sure if I need to buy it like right now.
Yeah, wandering a little bit.
Yeah, another thing I was thinking.
Really don't remember him being this far.
I thought he was this far.
Okay, we'll keep going. Don't remember it being this far. I swear he was in that other section. Press the map button. Press pause and the map will come up. You see him?
No.
Oh. Oh no. He's not in his booth, but let's just show off his games anyway.
Sorry, John.
Because we wanted to show off the new Atari 7800 Block'em Sock'em. So this is made by Daryl Ganther, who we talked to earlier at the Atari Age booth, and we've shown this on the show before. Excellent puzzle game. Now also available on the Intellivision too. There you go. So there's the Intellivision version as well. There we go. Oh, it's unfortunate he's not here.
We did come rather late. So.
Yeah, we did. That's okay. So let's do a little walk back to the Atari booth. And I would love to talk to somebody at Atari if that's possible. To talk about the homebrew games coming out from Atari. Specifically Pac-Man Plus's game. That are going to be released in November. They're releasing a whole slew of his games on cartridge, including Bounty Bob Strikes Back. But yeah, I wanted to talk to Ben Jones from Play On, so we'll see if he's there. And we can talk to him about some of the new releases on cartridge that are, I think, for pre-order now. Luckily, it's very easy to find our way back to Atari, because they have the biggest, tallest booth in the whole place. I don't see Ben, but I do see Al.
Yeah.
So I think we might end up finishing up with Al, actually.
You did what? Oh, 30. Okay. I thought he was going to sell it.
Mr. Russo, do you have a moment to walk back to your booth and talk about PRGE?
Yeah, let's walk to the bathroom and then walk to the booth and we can talk. All right?
Oh,
that's
boy.
where I was headed.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to really film me in the bathroom. Unless you want to
No?
your visitors.
I think we might be kicked off the ship to do that.
All right. So if you want to meet me over there,
yep.
It's going to be a minute because I just had a sandwich in my hand.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll hang around there.
All right, I'll be over there. Man.
You bet. Maybe we can talk with Matt? I'm not sure. We might be able to. Okay.
Which whole day? They have there's some overlap here, but it's actually pretty cool. I'm just thinking about it. It's a small device, right? It's basically designed to carry the box.
10, you can pan around the Atari booth. About coming 7800 from Bob. Awesome.
We can talk about the hardware a little bit.
Yeah, that too as well.
Yeah. No
excellent. Okay, come on over.
Do it.
Hey. So we're here at Atari with Matt Burnett.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So I wanted to talk to you about some very exciting stuff coming out from Atari, actually. For the 7800, our friend Pac-Man Plus, Bob Decker-Zenzo, is going to have the first Atari 7800 game in 33 years coming out from Atari, Bounty Bob Strikes Back. That's really, really exciting.
Oh, absolutely. And not in addition to that, we also have Bentley Bear's Crystal Quest that packs in with our new 7800 Plus.
Another excellent game from Bob.
Incredible game. We saw that, and it just made sense for that to be the actual sequel to Bentley Bear's Crystal Castle.
Yeah.
And so we approached Bob and said, hey, would you be interested in potentially packing in with some of our new hardware? Of course, you know Bob. He's such a nice guy. We love working with him. He was like, yes, absolutely, let's do this. So, you know, we believe that the community has made such great games over the last 20 years that any time that we can grab those and elevate it underneath the Atari brand and bring those to our products and to our global audience makes a ton of sense, because that is such a good game. Bounty Bob is another one. I mean, he's done Asteroids Deluxe, many other fantastic titles.
So many. Yeah. Bentley Bear, unofficial mascot almost of Atari.
Yeah, that's right. We're bringing back the bear.
Yeah. And it's great to see, you know, the homebrew community help extend the Atari, keeping the limelight on it and keeping the name alive, and now Atari's back. And it's great that you're able to incorporate what the homebrew community has been able to accomplish and the great strides and what they've been able to push these systems to do.
It's incredible. And one of the things that we changed between the launch of the 2600 Plus and our new 7800 Plus is we updated the firmware so there was more expanded compatibility with all these great community-made games.
That's right.
You know, with all the stuff Al's doing over there at Atari Age, which is fantastic, we want to be able to put those in our machines and have them play no problem.
That's right.
So it is very important that we are actively supporting the community that way.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I mean, they tell us when we get something wrong, or hey, you can fix this here, and they tell us where we can do better. So
2600 Plus, if they want to play the systems, and this makes it accessible.
It does.
To play not only the homebrew, but the old school games as well. That's right. Be able to hook it up to a new TV, because, you know, people collecting for the 2600, they buy, say, a console here, this up, and they go in the forums. But you're making it easy.
Absolutely.
To get new people interested in the Atari, or people that used to play the Atari back in the 80s.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want people to play great games, you have to provide them with a platform that supports that. And you simply can't rely on 40-year-old hardware expect, right?
Yes.
That was critically important. But now that we have two consoles in markets, we're able to accelerate our pace of game releases a little bit, because we have platforms to support them. So you can expect to see a lot more games coming from Atari over the next several years.
Yeah, because I was really excited when you announced Mr. Run and Jump. I'm like, oh my God, okay, this is not, you know, Asteroids again. This is not, you know, this again, this again, this again. It's a game, a homebrew game being released. I was hoping what you're doing now would happen.
Yeah.
So this is a really exciting time for the homebrew community, like some of our own people being recognized by Atari and bringing it to the forefront, to a big stage.
Yeah, and to your point, Mr. Run Jumping is a great example of this. It was somebody who was passionate and made this game in their own time. They brought it to us fully made in assembly language.
Yes.
We looked at that and said, this is so incredible. We would love to get this on a cartridge. And then we also made a modern version of it. So we actually released it not only on PS5, Xbox, you know, the Switch, modern platforms, but on physical cartridge as well. So we see opportunities in the future to maybe continue doing things like that.
That's right, because some of these programs are not only just 2600 programmers, they program in their daily lives for their jobs.
That's right.
So they can make extensions and upgrades and better graphics for the most modern systems. So you're able to support people from 1977 to 2024.
Absolutely. A few differences in graphics there, but you know,
but the gameplay is fun no matter what system you're on.
Exactly. It's important to keep the spirit of the game. And just choose what graphics level you enjoy.
That's right.
I mean, we've got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers playing back there. We have a new Fatal Run that we're showing over there. I mean, there's so many opportunities for us to do these releases on multiple platforms. So it's very exciting.
Right. So you're honoring the past and pushing forward to the future.
Absolutely.
Well, it's great talking with you, Matt.
Thanks,
and great to talk with you again in the future.
Appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, we're going to head over to Al, if he's back. Let's see. Oh, no.
Not too bad, but if anyone needs to reboot, if things are out of sync.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to mention that.
Let me hook back up. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube should be better here too. Well, it actually won't be better because I'm not recording locally. So it is what it is. Yeah. We're doing it through cell phone and there's variability within the building, so.
It's kind of going all over the place. There's not a lot we can do about it.
Yeah, it's tough. So let's just head over to the booth here at Atari Age. And I don't know, let's talk to David Page.
Oh, no one wants to talk to me.
Sure they do.
They do. Suckers.
Here you go. Have a microphone.
Suckers. Hello.
While we wait for Al to come back, you're holding down the fort here, right?
I'm Al Jr.
Al Jr. Right now you are.
The Al stand-in.
Oh, there's Al.
Oh, I'm gonna get the mic taken away from me.
I probably have COVID.
I had my moment of glory. It took
1 second, a moment of glory.
Oh my God, what is this?
Oh, we've upgraded.
Is this real or is this just like a full mic?
It's actual
Testing,
real.
testing.
It's got one of these little things in the top.
Okay.
So it is a real mic.
Anything anymore to people, which is nice. How close do you really want it? Can you even tell? You're not even doing a sound check.
Yeah, you're good there.
All right.
So Al.
Well, I'm live reporting from
Portland PRGE 2024.
That's right.
Big radio announcer voice. So we're near the end.
Yes.
We're on the third day.
If we're near the end for the show attendees, not near the end for me yet.
It continues on after everybody clears out. See all this stuff? It doesn't magically just pack itself into a box.
Although there are matches. Oh, we already had a fire alarm once.
We tried to sell as much as we can, but we're lighting the rest on. It's a fire sale.
I heard that joke enough yesterday.
Oh, God.
All right.
Yeah, that's true with the fire alarm. So how are your feet? How are your legs?
My feet are fine.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
That's fine. That's the least of my problems.
Yeah.
Just walking around, I don't mind that at all. Being on concrete for basically 5 days straight now.
Yeah.
2 days staying in the booth, 3 days of the show.
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow to collect everything, but that won't be too bad.
Yeah.
So the 3 days of the show is new, and that's an interesting experience.
Yeah. So how has it been? Is it an expanded area?
Yeah, I mean, with the 70,000 square feet they had last year, and they actually sold it all. So you had the weird open areas like you did last year. And of course, I've literally not gone beyond where the llama was, which don't even ask me about that.
Al doesn't know what's in the rest of the building.
I mean, I know there's things, there's tables, there's games, there's people that I wanted to talk to, but that ain't happening. I didn't get to see all the television guys, for instance. I didn't go to see Shampoo's booth. I didn't get to see just a whole bunch of things.
It's tough for me too. Like, just I'm sure it's like 1,000 times worse for you, everybody. Al.
Yeah, but come on, you got to walk around though.
I did.
So
mostly to show it off on camera.
I don't want to hear the
no
bitching.
complaining, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm sure you've had fun.
Oh yeah. Always have fun. That's why we keep coming back.
Yeah.
So lots of games sold, lots of new games come out.
Yeah, a lot of new games. Traffic was pretty steady every day. Even Friday, we weren't really sure what to expect.
Oh yeah, the experiment of Friday.
Exactly, because this vendor hall, at least this portion of the vendor hall to where that air wall is that you can't see, was open Friday for the first time, noon to 10 p.m. We were here at 7:30 a.m. to finish setting up. And they closed at 10, got out here at 10:30, so that was a pretty long day. But actually a lot of people did stream in the beginning and were right at the entrance. And a lot of people would buy games and Saturday bought them on Friday instead.
Yeah.
So the Friday sales are pretty good, Saturday sales are pretty good, and Sunday has actually been above average as well. And
it's still really busy here.
Yeah, it is. And I talked to one of the organizers. They said there are about 29% more attendees this year than in previous years. So that's a huge increase over 1 year.
Wow. So
and it feels like it. I mean, even with the additional space, there's still a lot of people walking around in the halls, depending where you're going. So you expect it to be, spread out more, but man, there's people everywhere.
It seems the same.
It does, yeah. You don't really you realize that they added so much space. It's just crazy.
So the experiment probably went well. They're probably going to keep doing
Yes, it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. I've heard all sorts of interesting things. Like they want maybe to have all the vendors be here for 3 days.
Okay.
And I assume they're going to want to potentially have vendors maybe open to 10 p.m. on Saturday as well when the arcade is open.
Of course, the vendors are looking
I think the arcade's open until 10 on Sunday, Friday? It is 10 Saturday too, yeah.
Friday and Saturday.
That would make a really long weekend.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the vendors are going to be like, okay, did we get 50% more sales because we're open on Friday? If not, why would we do Friday?
Yeah,
we just pack it into 2 days.
It's a lot of work. And there's probably people who can't easily come Friday. Like, a lot of the smaller vendors are just one person. Maybe they have a job.
Yeah.
And they can't really get off work very easily.
That's true.
Or they just want a beer for 3 days.
And that's probably why they made the separation. Escape. These people want to be here on Friday, and those people.
The choice was you can be right at the entrance, but you have to be here Friday, or you can be out in outer space, but you have to, you're not going to have.
But this is awesome, being at the entrance.
Yeah. Well, that and having the Atari Age booth.
I know.
I've said Atari Age booth probably 20,000 times in my life, and so it's really hard to stop saying that.
I reverse them now all the time too, because I say Atari more now too.
So yeah, I think it's great that Atari's here with that big 14-foot structure.
This is very easy to get back to Atari Age, because that's all I have to look for.
Yeah, and being when you come right in the entrance there, and that's the first thing you see. Well, hopefully Atari Age first thing you see, but that's going to draw your eyes.
Oh yeah.
So that worked out perfect. We were actually talking about doing a similar thing in the Atari Age booth, having 2 towers like that. Because we can put then all this merchandise that's sitting here on the tables, we can then put on shelves in that room, and it would be much more organized and less cluttered.
Maybe next year.
So if Atari's willing to spend the money
the
to
2
build
towers.
Then we just the eyesore on between them.
Yeah, you could do that. That'd be awesome. Guiding people in with a laser.
With the light. Yeah. So and we did have a wall here last year, but I didn't want to do that this year, so we could have a clear view.
Open.
Well, so we have clear view and path between the 2 booths. Yeah. And
people
amusingly, when the fire alarm went off, people were literally just they were streaming through that side and through this corridor to get out the door.
Anywhere they could get out.
Correct. Yeah. In an orderly fashion.
That must have been quite an event for you.
That was very strange.
Like, what do we do? Do we leave it all? Do we wait?
Well, I cleaned out the register. Well, emptied the register, grabbed my laptop bag, and we were just waiting. And we didn't actually have to leave. We were like waiting at the doors, and they were starting to push everyone out, including the vendors.
Right.
But just at the last minute, then someone came. Okay, it's clear. You can start letting the vendors back in, and then of course they wanted to verify it.
Everybody had to go through the bag check and everything.
So
it took a while.
Well, it took a while to get people out. It took much longer for people to come in, and thankfully,
it was quite nice outside. So.
Yeah, it is, which is detrimental.
There we go. We'll see how longer we can go.
Yeah. Did you cut down the resolution or something, or?
No, I just restarted it. Yeah.
Oh, did
we're just gonna push it as far as it can go.
All right.
So game sales, people coming in. I know that Jumping at Shadows was gone.
Yes,
like that,
that's one.
As it should be. It's unbelievable. First time I saw when Lawrence sent it over to me, I was like, this is next level. The graphics and gameplay, the graphics are gorgeous.
Yeah,
the music's unbelievable.
Yeah, the game itself, the gameplay, the graphics, the audio, just the atmosphere of the game is really great.
Yeah.
And we love the music so much we made a soundtrack CD for it
as it should be done. Yeah.
And there probably will be a collector's edition coming down the road.
We'll have, sales just plummeted.
We had a lot of fun with the XO collector's edition.
Yes.
And we wanted something like that for the Jaguar or for Jumping at Shadows as well. And normally Jaguar sales really aren't that great at the show because Jaguar's more niche community compared to like 20
It's a very expensive system. Not as many people have it.
But yeah, I brought all the copies we brought for Jumping at Shadows and Xenowings are gone.
Xenowings too. I thought that would go as soon as people started playing.
That went today. Jumping at Shadows went Friday. So that was gone Friday. So I could have made twice as many games for that. Lesson learned.
It's hard to know.
A great
game. It really
game.
is.
Yeah. And then like a Calibeth we finally got this morning. And that sold out within just a couple hours too.
Wow.
Like 40 copies of that.
Well, you like when it sells out.
Oh yeah, of course. There's fewer things to bring home. So I'm not complaining about that.
Yeah.
All the stuff I bring home obviously can just be sold online in the store easily enough. A few games more games don't have to wheels right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna have to pack everything up and
A couple
Time
hours.
is not a couple hours. It's 4:20.
Oh,
so,
what is 5 o'clock?
I think it's 5 today, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. If not 5:30.
So very soon.
Yeah.
So if you want any games, come immediately.
Right.
But good luck.
That's right. I keep forgetting this is live streaming.
Yeah, that's right.
As opposed to just a recorded video. But you're going to post this all online, right?
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah.
All right.
I saw your interview with Nolan Bushnell here a little while ago. That was pretty
fun.
cool.
Yeah, we walked around the booth a bit.
Yeah.
And talked. I was going some background into our age and how we ended up doing games ultimately.
Yeah.
And he was inquisitive and asking questions and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing that. And I know a lot of pictures were taken. And then he was here signing at the Atari booth. I didn't get to see his talk either. So I'll have to watch that on YouTube later. And then, of course, that goes for a lot of things. Got to meet Jeff Minter finally.
Yeah,
he's here from Wales. So that was great because we worked with him on the Jeff Minter Classics. And he worked with Digital Clips on the Jeff Minter collection that they did, which is great.
That's awesome.
So it's great to see it. Just a lot of people, of course, in the community, a lot of developers are here.
Yeah, that's why I come. I love to talk to the developers and interview them because you don't get to talk to them in person too often.
Correct.
And they're spread all over the world.
And if you do talk to them, it's like in a Zoom meeting or something, as opposed to it's
not quite the same.
Oh no, not at all. No.
Yeah.
So this is the way to go, and I'm glad you're live streaming. It's great.
It is.
And,
it's fun. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's great that you're doing this because we can't get there this year or something."
Yep.
And it makes them feel like they're here at least a little bit.
Yeah, and it's really nice, especially if you're walking the floor.
Yeah.
It helps give a better sense of scale on what photos will do.
It is huge.
Yeah, it is enormous.
It feels like everything old is new again. Like look, Atari. Atari is here.
Yeah,
I just can't believe it.
They're the only booth that has carpeting. So if my feet were bothering, that's bothering me.
You got to get this here next time.
Oh my God! You know my
get the Atari
convention
Blue.
Decorating services. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah,
that's another $20,000.
At least in here or around the sales area.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, carpet.
Yeah, you could do a lot. Like if you go to an when E3 was a thing or CES, everything's carpeted. But it's so expensive to do. That's why you don't see it at a show like this.
And to store it as well. That's a whole
Well, it's just the convention decorating service do all that. But they'll bring the rolls of carpet and put them down, and padding and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's money to do that.
Everything costs more.
Yeah, Atari doesn't have the budget that they do. Even though we're part of Atari, I can't go
crazy. You
have
to ask them then.
Yes. Well, again, like I mentioned, we've talked about making one of those towers, for instance, and which would be pretty badass. So we'll see. Yeah. I think we would try to make things easier because it's a lot of preparation work. It's a lot of work getting everything here. There is a lot stored in Portland.
Just count all the monitors.
I know it's a lot. This is by far the most we've had. Because last year with the wall, we just had a row of systems there, one row, but now we've got 2 islands. So we've got. There's easily twice as many because you've got both sides plus on the ends here as well.
That's true.
And I still have, I think, 10 more 2600s I could have put out if I had monitors. But then it's just you have to draw the line somewhere.
You do. This is
and I don't think I've drawn
pretty
that line
big.
yet.
Really?
So
You want to go bigger?
Well, I just need, maybe rein in a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
this is big. This is really big. But it's nice to be able to have a lot of the demos and upcoming games,
of course,
and new games, and you have so many that you need these many monitors.
And the developers who are here, like I was talking to Mike Latow.
And that's what I say. I hope it's right.
He was talking to me about all the great feedback he got for Pop Box Arena. Is that a good right? Yeah, because my brain's going.
Pop Box Arena. Yeah.
So and he was talking to people, watching people play the game. He got a lot of great feedback. So,
and I was talking to devs, and it's great for them to see physically somebody pick up and play, and where they stop playing, or where they have trouble. Especially with such an early development game like Pop Box.
It's like a focus group. You just kind of get to watch. You're behind the mirror there, and just watch what they're doing.
A two-way mirror on the back there, and all the developers can watch people play.
So it's great, and then people get to see games they've never played before.
Oh yeah,
and people are wondering where these games come from. Although I get fewer and fewer questions about what are homebrew games because I think people have come to expect them and see them, especially people who come to the show year after year.
And it's kind of blurring the lines. Atari is now releasing homebrew games.
They are.
Are they homebrew anymore?
I know.
It's Atari.
It's commercial.
Yeah.
But some of them started as a lot of them started as homebrews. But the exception is, for instance, Bounty Bob Strikes Back.
That's
clearly not a
that's
homebrew.
straight to Atari.
Correct. So that's clearly just work for hire sort of.
It makes my job at the Atari Homebrew Awards hard. I don't know definitions
We'll need
anymore.
to talk about that.
I know.
It's
blowing my mind.
It does blow a line. The same thing with Audacity games. How do you classify those games? So exactly.
I know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But it's great that they are supporting the homebrew community as much as they are, and seeing Bob's games at their booth coming up in November.
Yeah.
It's amazing that homebrew has held down the fort for decades.
Yeah,
and
kept that brand alive. Yeah, absolutely.
And now Atari's back to support the homebrew games.
And speaking of Bob, it's really a shame. You probably already mentioned this somewhere, but he was going to be here, and then the hurricane, which I've not been able to follow very much. That massive hurricane canceled his flights, and he wasn't able to get here, and he was really disappointed about that.
Yeah, it would have been great to have Bob here and talk to him, especially over at the Atari booth, talk about his new game.
And he's really disappointed because he wanted to talk, because he has met some of the people from Atari. And of course he knows me and stuff, but he's still, he wants to see his game at the show. He wants to talk to people. It's a social thing as well. As
it really is. Yeah. You get to meet everybody that you only know online sometimes.
Yeah.
And we talked to the developer of Ultra Scuzzy Side.
Oh yeah, Joe Grant.
Oh my, 2001 homebrew. That was such an honor.
Yeah.
To be able to go way back in homebrew.
It's one of the first times he's actually been here for Portland, because we'd hang out anytime we come here, because I've known him for over 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well before he
23
lived in Portland.
years since that game, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we helped him with that. The Philly Classic release, where it was shaped like the label was a hard drive label.
Yeah, that was really cool looking. Somebody brought it in to get it signed by him.
Oh, really? That's
the hard drive label,
That's awesome. I thought you were about to say get it signed by Nolan Bushnell. Some of those things.
Did you see Lee's Atari video music?
Yes, which is very cool. And he told me that Nolan was talking about the history of the video music and just all sorts of information. So he was really happy to see it, excited to see it. Some of them had a full-size Pong cabinet that they had him sign.
Whoa.
And just all, so it's really neat to see all the the cool, unique hardware as opposed to just more common stuff.
And that's why you come here.
Yes.
To PRG.
Yeah.
To get all those crazy experiences you can't get anywhere else.
Exactly. And I don't know how Atari is going to top having a booth here with Nolan Bushnell as their first appearance. So I don't know what they're going to do next year.
You couldn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
So hopefully he comes back, Nolan, year after year, since he's part of Atari again.
He's on the board.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For always supporting ZPH.
And thank you for always supporting the homebrew community.
Of course. It's an exciting time to be in homebrew.
It is.
It's really changing so much, yet still staying the same.
Yeah, and after, doing over 20 years, it's still strong as ever.
Yeah.
And other systems that were slower for a time, like the 700, are just, at their prime now, which is absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Booming. Now is the time for both Jaguar and 7800.
There's so many 700s here. I've never had so many 700s. Like that whole island, all 700s. And then, there's some of these are too. Yeah, so it's giving the 2600 a run for its money.
And now you're doing Intellivision. You're doing
Intellivision thing is really
floppy disk releases.
Yeah,
it's out of control.
Yeah, so Atari's got television hats in their booth. Which is really funny.
I don't understand at all. That just blows my mind.
Well, I'm just amused that Atari bought the Intellivision brand and IP, and we ended up producing the first Intellivision homebrew.
Yeah, it was good timing.
Which was that's been in the works for a long time, which is kind of funny.
Oh, you got to talk about Akalabeth a little bit. Yeah,
so that's something I spoke with Richard Garrett back in 2021 and asked him permission to release that on the television, and that was after Oscar Toledo G, NanoChess on Atari Age, approached me and said, "Hey, I've got wrote the Akalabeth for the television. Is this something we could maybe get permission for?"
Yeah.
And I'd known Richard Garrett already previously, having worked at Looking Glass with Warren Spector, and Warren Spector and Richard were friends, so he'd be in the office all the time. And I had all the Ultimate maps on my wall, one of the walls in my office. So that was pretty amusing. And I'd seen him, talk to him elsewhere as well. So he said, "Sure, just give me some copies of the game and a means to play them." So after the show, I need to send him some copies of the game as well as an Intellivision.
Nice.
I'm gonna send him one of the AB modified ones, this way he can easily hook it up.
Make it easy.
And I'm hoping I don't know how often he spends in Austin anymore. He used to have a massive mansion and then another one, which was even bigger. And I don't know if he still lives in that or not. But if he is, hopefully I just go give it to him in person, which would be fun.
That'd be so cool. And talk a little bit about the artwork as well.
Yeah, the artwork. So Dennis Loubet created the original artwork for Akalabeth back in 1979. And it was his first commercially paid artwork.
Wow.
And then, he created artwork for all the Ultimate games that followed. And, I approached him, I came around him on Facebook and say, "Hey, we're releasing Akalabeth for the Intellivision. It would be amazing if we could commission you to create new artwork for the Intellivision." And he said, "Oh yeah, that'd be great." So, after a few months, he worked on it, showed me stuff, and the sketches, everything was looking great. And when he finished it, you saw I don't know if you were able to show it on the stream at all, but
I think we did show
it was on the banner fell.
I noticed
about
some missing,
an hour ago.
missing
I heard the banner fall, it's not even worth putting it back up now. I've never had a banner fall at the show, so that was pretty funny. But it's right there in that gap.
It's such good artwork. I think it really needs to be made into a T-shirt. Yeah, let's show it off in big form there.
You know, I don't know where it went. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know where it went. Anyway, I know somebody didn't walk off with it. I was going to show the airport here. I'll show you this here.
There we go.
There.
Oh, nice.
There.
Yeah,
there's the artwork. That's an unfolded box.
And
so,
is
yeah,
this come with a poster of this as well?
There. Yes, it comes with a poster. It comes with a soundtrack CD.
Yeah.
It comes with the overlay, of course,
so
for the
full treatment.
And it's a cartridge. The cartridges are they're kind of like the Activision cartridges. So we had a much larger label on it. I didn't want to use the small Mattel labels.
I've always liked the Activision type of cartridges
nice grip.
with the grip. Yeah.
Yes, here. Let me get. Oh, back over here. So. So yeah, Calibus was a lot of fun to finally get out. We weren't able to actually get the cartridges done until last night, and then up until 1:30 in the morning, labeling them and gluing the boxes, and then assembling them this morning before the show opened, and then they were gone. Like all those television guys that are out back there all came over.
They're salivating, right?
Yeah, exactly. They knew it was coming.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
they probably send scouts every once in a while.
I know, really.
Is it ready?
Oh yes, that definitely was happening yesterday and Friday, no doubt about it. Especially yesterday, since most of them were here then.
Yeah.
But it'll do well online, and and when I post it in the Ultimate Dragons group on Facebook, those guys will all go crazy about it as well.
Yeah. How many copies did you have available?
40.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't gonna be 50. We were able to get 40.
Like just the people behind the Intellivision Revolution booth, inside the booth.
Yes.
They took half of them. I'm sure.
That's absolutely true. Yes.
Yeah.
Plus some copies for people who couldn't make it. Of course, other Atari Age members, people overseas, whatever.
Exactly.
But it's really one of the packaging is great. This is our first television release. We're absolutely going to do more. There's so much potential with that system, and the homebrew community and the games that they've already created in the Intellivision are absolutely amazing.
It's a big community.
Remarkable. Oh, it is. Yeah, and they've been pumping out great games for years. I mean, I don't even know how many homebrews there are in the Intellivision at this point.
A lot.
And, there are a lot. I wish I could own them all.
Yeah, I see it on like Facebook, all new ones all the time, and they look really good. Like they're doing a great job on it.
So I would love to learn how to program on that system. NanoChess has written a book. And there's the Intellivision Basic, which is really capable.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the strong community already supporting with cartridge shells, boards. The print. We did set up all the printing and everything, so we got that down. We did design our own board for this too, but we used Kamikaze 26's cartridge shells. He made those big translucent Activision cartridge shells, so we didn't have to worry about that right now.
Nice. So, most of the infrastructure was already there.
Yeah.
That made it easy.
But now that we've gotten the one game done, we can get more pretty easily. So, and I definitely look forward to taking advantage of that. And I know those guys were looking forward to seeing Atari Age finally do an Intellivision game. So
I bet. Yeah.
So hopefully everyone enjoys it once they can get their hands on it.
Well, it looks really good.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to playing it as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Because I've got an RGB modded Intellivision, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah, that one that we have hooked up over there is S-Video.
Nice.
Well, RGB is even better. S-Video is good enough for me right now, but RGB is better.
Oh yeah.
Next you need HDMI. So, you can get to that pretty easily. One to the other. I'm sure you have a bunch of retro tanks and or the XRGB minis or whatever.
Yeah, I've got a retro tank. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'll probably be selling my XRGB mini because I never use it again.
And I have bought more recently a few of those retro tanks also to use on flat screen panels.
Yeah, so, really handy for these old systems. They make it look great.
And it makes it easier too with the ones that are already modified.
Yeah.
That can run composite or S-Video into it. So
yeah. Well, thank you so much for ending off our PRGE. We're pretty much done.
Oh no.
Well, not you, not I, but this open area is done. The sales floor is done.
Yeah, pretty much. And thank you guys again, for continuing to support the hobby and the homebrew community and everything you do and the amount of time you put into it and effort.
Oh, of course.
I really appreciate it.
It's an honor
a lot of other people
to be able to celebrate all this amazing output from the community. We're all one big happy family.
Right, and have a safe drive back up to Vancouver.
We will.
So, and I've got my work cut out for me when I get home. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, we're gonna be
on many levels.
Yeah, we're gonna be just feet are up off the floor for a while.
Oh yeah, I definitely need to take a few days off when I get back, and then before I dive into it, it's nonstop.
Yeah, and then
game
we're gonna be starting to play all these awesome new games.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I need to load you up with those.
Whew, there's a lot of them.
Yes, there are. All right.
Okay, well, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Al again for talking with us and making this all happen at Atari Age.
And see everyone online.
See you online. Oh, there we go. Bye, everyone. See you online.